So for the people watching on YouTube, welcome to the video. We've got the Philadelphia Fusion against the Paris Eternal. A very interesting series, went all the way to map 5. And this VOD review is mostly focused on why, how. I've watched the match, I haven't VOD reviewed it yet. So this will be like a first in-depth look for me too. And we get access to the OWL viewer. So it's really, really good. And instantly we see both teams kind of starting out on the same comp. We've seen this a lot from teams, right? Where on King of the Hill specifically, they will play the Lucio compositions because Lucio is very good at getting to the fight very early and getting his team in the fray quickly. And if you don't play Lucio, then basically you get pushed all the way to corners, right? And choke points where you don't want to be. So Lucio very good on KOF specifically, and I think in all the Western games today, we actually saw Lucio on KOF. So really, really interesting stuff. Now, the one difference you see here is that Eternal is on the Torb and Fusion is on the Kree. And I think Torb is actually really good right now, guys. Like, he has this overload, which makes him Reaper, right? He becomes really good at close range with that. He has this turret, which is really good if you put it on an off angle so that when the enemy team pushes into you, like, for example, here, they can't shoot it from where they are, but if they push, it'll start shooting them. So they kind of have to commit to go and kill it, which is great, right? And then he also just has good damage. So yeah, that's kind of the difference here. But yeah, Lucio is just really good to get in good spots and then get space on KOF and rotate into the enemy team. Jay, thank you so much for the sub. That's a lot of damage. Yeah. Torb does so much damage, and his ult's crazy. Like, especially no D.Va to eat the ult, right? So Torb can just ult for free. Gamsu has tweeted. Let me look at this tweet. Clean game by my team. I had a nice walk in Nambani. GG's. They played really well. Fielded today. But we're here to review Paris against Eternal. So yeah. Alright, let's watch this. Dot 75. I hate these doors. They're hard to look in, right? Full Fire Strike. Really good combo, right? For this this Orisa Rein, because obviously there's no Philly against Eternal, my bad. But obviously there's no Sigma or D.Va to eat the full Fire Strikes. So these full Fire Strikes from both teams should kind of connect, you know? Should get a lot of damage, should get chunk of damage, right? That is not too bad though if there's no commitment to it. Because then FD God and Grey can just heal it up, they can get their ults quick, right? Once you've got that Baptiste ultimate, you can do the pull Fire Strike plus Baptiste ult. And it one-shots 200 HP targets, actually. So Paris Eternal are playing back right now. They've got room control. And this was really interesting, right? Because at the start of the match, we saw Soon TP his team out with the Symmetra. And then swap to Torbjorn. And then run to his team with the Overload. Because the Overload gives a speed boost, actually. Which gives the Eternal a temporary 5v6, but it gave them position control of the cage here, and we call this cage. And this is really strong positioning, right? Because there's a lot of cover, a lot of spaces to hide, like you see Hanbin doing right now, and it also gives them just really good off angle too, right? Hanbin can play right over here, and then the rest of the team can play right over here, and then Carpe, who's middle right now. What's he gonna shoot, right? Not too much to shoot for him currently. Carpe really likes off-angling. So good positioning for the Eternal because they sped boost out early. They go for a wall, Sato gets walled. And because they have the Torb, he just runs in, dude. He's like a Reaper when he presses that E. Oh, they go kill that. And Sato should die here. Nice shield actually from Fury. And they freeze Bembes just before he gets to swing on Sato. But he does end up dying. As he should, right? Soon gets traded in return, but at this point, because the Eternal got such good positioning, right, early in the fight, they kind of just ran over the enemy team. Really nice wall, too, from Nico. And you guys see how little ult charge Soon even got, but just like those few right clicks he got in on Sato were a big, big deal. Did end up dying, but he's Lucio, so he's gonna come back real quick. That's the sec boy. New. Wee. Goes back. Okay. Lucio comes back just in time as Philly come back too. Philly kind of set up main. Paris don't have to do anything, right? They can just sit on the point. And this is very good for them because all they have to do is just casually touch point. And then if, you know, Philly want to go cap this, obviously, they have to push the Eternal off. So if I was Eternal here, I just sit back, chill, good wall on the... So the way to counter the wall or the Baptiste amplification matrix pull fire strike, right, is to wall it off. Either right on top of the amplification matrix or just in front of your team. They do exactly that. They don't get hit by the pull fire strike, you know, Baptiste ult. Good job by Philly there, waiting this out, and now they get their chance, right? Now they have their Baptiste ult. Let's see how they use that. Oh, they use their wall instantly. Eternal's going very aggressive here. Benbest shatters nothing. Beat comes out. Great beat from Funny Astro. Because this wall was kind of messing up Philly. And this is the strength of kind of winning that first fight for the Eternal. If you look at the ults, they had their Mei ult up way faster, right, than Fusion did. So they just decide because, hey, we've gotten some time with our Amp Matrix, which they got first. Let's, you know, because the enemy team has Amp Matrix, let's play really aggressive. So they can't just use it when we're far away. Amp Matrix doesn't do great, right, when you're really close on the enemy team. Nico does get shattered by Sato, but this is a really good Mei ult, actually. Like, zone everybody, got basically everybody. Just not Alarm and Carpe. And where is Astro right now? Oh, he is like... Oh, he's behind the enemy team. But he also got zoned by the... Oh, okay. The Benbest is going to expand right now. And soon ends up killing Carpe too. So this fight's over again. And a nice movement there from the Eternal, actually, to like go aggressive. On that rotation after they had used the Baptiste ult. Hanbin ends up using his Orisa ult, so maybe a little bit of an overspend, but they now have the Torbolt. And Torbolt's a lot better than McCree ult, right, if you think about it, and that's a big reason why you play the Torb, in my opinion. Is that a bad use of window by Alarm when it can be used for powerful combos? I mean, the thing is, the powerful combos oftentimes get cancelled out, right, by the Mei wall. So if Mei wall's down, then using it can oftentimes be very good. But let's see how exactly he uses it. Wait, he uses it earlier than this. So he uses it to heal his team, right? This was very late in the fight, actually. He has it now. Gonna plop it down, I guess. And Amplification Matrix actually doubles your healing as Baptiste and the damage, right? So he tries to like kind of clutch out the fight with it, but it's not great. Like, I get what he's trying to do, right? He made Benbest very low too, but probably bad usage, yes. It doubles healing and damage now. So if he maybe could have kept Sato alive of it, that would have been great. And he farmed Baptiste ult really quick, right? So it's not the worst of usage. Not the best. Nice try overall. But yeah, Baptiste ult you can farm very quick, and even the biggest combos get countered very easily by the Mei wall, right? So all you really do by having Baptiste ult is forcing the enemy team to wait with Mei wall, which is a pretty big deal, but the good teams will use that Mei wall to block that pull fire strike combo, you know? Okay, so now kind of like this from Paris. You're doing a free split currently with Hanbin on an off angle. They kind of want Hanbin to be pushed. Because if Hanbin gets pushed, he can just fortify and then FD got wall rides over, right? Speeds him out. Turret. Not that great placement. It gets killed instantly, but doesn't have that long of a cooldown. Only like 10-second cooldown. Guys end up regrouping up. Good for them, right? They still have the point, so they don't really need to push. They could just chill. Farm ults, right? They're pretty low on ults. And then Philly use their bongo. So now they really want to chill. If I'm Paris. To Scooby-Doo maneuver. Exactly, Deluxe. Yeah, this bongo comes down from Philly. And if I'm Paris right now, I just want to wait this out. Bongo, I always say, is the best ult in the game. It gives a 50% damage boost to everybody. Can you touch the point with this? Oh, they can't touch the point. This wall is actually helping them currently. Memphis says like, thank you, I will touch the point. So yeah, they drop wall. That's not a good wall. Soon actually starts ulting. It's more of a zoning ult. Not too good of an ult, in my opinion. Like, the spread on that ult is not good. Here, splooge. There, splooge. Splooge in here. And a splooge over there. He's obviously not played Splatoon, I think. That was not too good of an ult. But overall, it's pretty good for them, right? This bongo's about to run out. They beat... Wait, what? What is that beat? Wait, they beat and they bat bolt? What? Why? Okay. Let's watch that back in like decent speed right now. So yeah, they bat bolt on rotation, right? Are they gonna pull with it too? They should. Oh, he has no pull yet, so pull in 3 seconds. Fine. And then what is this beat? Like, I love FD God. He's really good. But this beat, I don't see it. I think all they had to do was just play on this side of the point. They're still in control of point. When the enemy team pushes you, then you beat. Right? Maybe they're scared of the Creole. But if they just hide. Like, they're scared of the Creole, but if they would have just waited that out kind of, a lot better. They do end up killing the Kree. Where's Hanbin? How does he get Kree? Okay. Oh, so he just gets spammed out through the damage matrix? Nice shots from Hanbin, actually. Yeah, not the best beat. Overall, still fine for Eternal, right? They get that pick. Ooh, alarm. Gets his drone forced out. I always say drone's basically a support ult. That shit has a 25-second cooldown. So if you can force that out like that, that's very good. Okay. Interesting wall there. To wall off soon. Yo, Soon just got fucked so hard. Nico. You're spamming alarm. Good job. Yeah, get in the drone. Fine. And then got Soon over here, who's just spamming. You know, he's doing those little torb things. Ivy throws his ult in. It's obviously not gonna eat it. And then Nico is like, Soon, fuck you, buddy. Get wrecked, dumbass. I don't think he would have ran out either way, obviously, but it's still funny. Soon is like, why did you do this to me? Why did you wall me? Soon dies. He maybe even could have gotten to the the Hanbin shield actually if he hadn't been walled off. But not the best of walls from NiKo right there. And then FD God kind of just resets. He just goes into the pit. Sacrifice must be made. Why did D-God just run into the pit? What? Who dies? I'm confused. Oh, he tries to boop Sato. Nice try. And then I guess he gets booped. He's in the mail. He's trying to run. Yes, yes. Good. Does not get frozen. Goes for another boop. What is he doing? I guess he misses wall ride. Guys, what if I told you this is one of the best mechanical Lucios in the league? He's going for the boop. He's like, never mind. I'll take my leave. He doesn't even get booped. He just runs into it. The hole awaits us. And then he like tries to wall ride. Does he get booped? I think FD got, or Funny Astro tries to boop but misses. Watch Funny Astro POV. He gets soon. He sees FD God, but he doesn't have boop. But FD God just runs into it. He's obviously trying to get out of the mail, right? So he wants to like wall ride here. But maybe because of the slow, he's disoriented. The slow has disoriented FD God, and he just runs into the abyss. Now he's sad. Okay. Then NiKo actually kills Alarm because he didn't have his drone up, right? So Alarm very vulnerable, even in rotation. They also kill Sato, so if they still had FD God up right now, honestly, they probably might have won this fight. They're Bemis over here, he's 1 HP. Charging. Bemis is 1. He's getting healed though. Imagine if FD God was up and there are 5 people. And Fury Ivy over here, right? But where's the rest of Philly? Are they just all dead? Oh no, if Astro's here and Carpe's bottom right. So it would have been a 5v4, now it's a 4v4. Amit dies. More boops to the boot god, Funny Astro. And then, yeah, they have to back out. Gray's outputting a lot of healing, but they finish them off. They're still contesting point, because why not, I guess? Just get those extra seconds if you can. Soon is now on Tracer. Which Tracer's good, right? Orb's a little bit better, but Tracer's still good, especially on a map like this, where you can find a lot of flanks on the enemy Baptiste. And you can contest the enemy Tracer, right? He's over here. Sneaky, man. Okay. So Philly's group back up. They're playing very passive in the corner. They've used their Baptiste ult. This is where'd they go? Oh, wait, what? He put it up there? That's in Africa. How did this happen to Alarm? He's made his mistakes. What? He must have misclicked. What? He hasn't put it yet. They try to like do... I don't think... Oh! No, this is actually big brain, guys. Because if you put the Baptiste ult around here, the enemy team is going to know the Fire Strike with the damage boost is coming in. But if you put it really close to the enemy team, then it's harder to wall, right? It's very hard for NiKo to wall this. So this is actually not a misclick, not a misplay. This is actually really big brain. So big props to Alarm actually, and the whole this is smart. Like, if you just put the frickin' Baptiste here, it's so easy to wall, right? It's like mega easy to wall and wall the Fire Strike off. Because Nico could just hear the Baptiste ult, could just wall off his team, and that's fine. But now, they put it right in front, and it pulls both Nico and Hanbin, right? It could have been more than these people, and it hits perfectly. So this is actually very big brain from Alarm and from the Fusion. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna head out. FD got on the London main tank. What? John McClane. Anyway, Deluxe, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Have a good night, my friend. But yeah, anyway, a very big brain maneuver from the Fusion. And honestly, when I saw the Baptiste ult, I was like, what? But thinking about it, this is so much smarter than putting your Baptiste ult in front of you. Putting it right where the Fire Strike's gonna land leaves the enemy team with no reaction speed to it. Because if you look here, Fire Strike's coming in, enemy team can think, hey, it's just a normal pull Fire Strike, right? You don't want to wall that, because if you use your wall for every pull Fire Strike, it's cooldown just don't line up, right? So the timing on this is so smart, and Hanbin almost gets bursted too. So very nice job from Philly, actually. If they had a little more burst there on Hanbin, he would have actually died too. Love it. Love that Baptiste ult. So smart. Okay. So they're doing another pull Fire Strike, actually. Oh, hits everybody. They're doing a really good job with these pull Fire Strikes. Another great one. Carpe and Soon are fighting up here right now. And a lot of ults for the Paris Eternal are here or are coming up, right? They've almost got both tank ults, they've got the Mei ult, and they've got the Baptiste ult. So let's see if they can like do the same thing, right? With a pull Fire Strike. Wall comes out. See, they amplification matrix very close. And now it's really easy for Ivy to wall. But if they had maybe done the same thing, like put the amplification matrix right in front of the enemy team as the Fire Strike comes in, that's way more big brain. Because you're going to see, where's Bembest? Bembest is actually going for an off angle to Fire Strike. So he's not even using the amplification matrix. I don't know what he's doing. But this is like an easy wall, right? Like if the Fire Strike was coming from here, you just wall it. But the way Alarm just did it, massive brain. Love that. You learn something new every day, chat. Oh, Sato gets shielded by Fury. Nice job there. Pretty good Mei ult from Nico as well. Forces out Fury's Fortify. Sato goes really low, right? Forces out the shield, forces out the ice block, forces out the drone. So really good Mei ult there. Bembest goes low. They almost get pulled off the map. Bongo comes out. So at this point, Paris have got all the space on point, right? So this is very good for them. Their Bongo's up. Astro beats, right? Good beat from Astro. It somehow doesn't hit the one person that he needed to hit, though. It doesn't hit Sato. Not sure why that is. Comes in. Oh, it does hit Sato. Nice job, Astro. It just gets bursted down, I guess. Yeah, so really good beat, actually. Yeah, great beat. Saves Sato's life really hard. He goes for more boops. Kinda gets bursted, but he's okay. And now, Carpe has bomb. They have shatter. But then Soon kills Carpe. Nice Tracer 1v1 by Soon. I guess he hit the Bongo. Really helped him. Yeah, the beat comes in for Carpe. Carpe recalls. And I guess Soon just goes for the duel. Yeah, Soon has the Bongo damage, and Carpe was low, no recall. Trying to get the health pack. So nice finish off from Soon. And then Sato walks on point, gets bursted by the bongo, right? As I've said, this ult's so damn good. Ray gets booped off, so Funny Astro's doing his damn hardest here with a nice beat and a boop. But just because of that bongo, really good bongo placement from Henman. And his Orisa looked really good this match. Dude, this guy can play everything. He's so good. Eternal wins it. A nice first map there. From both sides, honestly. Just that first fight win. And I think the TP play at the very, very start of this match kind of what won Eternal the whole thing, to be honest. Nice TP, nice aggression. NiKo's maze looking clean again. Good walls from him. The beat comes out from FD God. They should just be on cleanup mode right now. Really be winning this fight. We keep going, chat. We're still going, chat. Nice pulse bomb onto FD God. Bongo, NiKo gets another mail, and eventually it's cleaned up. They actually got 2 mails in basically one fight. Very cool. Okay, map 2. Again, Eternal rolling out on that Torbjorn, right? I've outlined the Torbjorn strengths. Fusion on this map will try to pick the Widow. Widow's just a very good Widow map, right? You've got long sight lines, exactly what Widow wants. The map in general, like a look at how long this map is. You can shoot from here all the way over to there, right? So this is like Widow heaven. If you're gonna play Widow on any map, this is a good map, right? There's a lot of shields on Eternal, but also Torb's head hitbox is like massive. So if soon, like, you know, goes deep, doesn't have E, or, you know, just gets clicked on the head, it's a really good Widow map. What's up, Gasoys? Are you gonna review Justice Fuel later? Because I am a Justice fan, and please help me understand. I'm not gonna do it today, but I might do it in the very near future. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, right? I generally take a really long time to do these VOD reviews, and I do like to do like every map segmented. So yeah, I can't do 2 in one night or even 2 in one day, because generally they take like 3 to 4 hours, or some small series like 2 hours. I bet I could do the Dallas one in like 2 hours. But I like to give good analysis and be thorough. Again, Torb wall comes out here for Eternal, and they know we have to play really aggro, right? The enemy team has a Widow. If we just sit back and we give him chance to get a pick, then we're gonna lose it. So they decide to instantly wall. And this is where maybe, you know, soon doing the TP play isn't the greatest, because they're actually going very aggressive, but Soon just isn't there yet. Like, look at it. Soon is on the big pack right now. This would be a map where maybe it's not as good, right, to do that TP. But yes, they decide to just go. Nice pullback, actually. Holy crap, from Hanbin. His own team wall. Ivy walls Sato off. Keep him in check. But this is smart, right? You wall off the enemy front line so you can deal with what's in your face. And right now, that's FD God and Hanbin. And Carpe actually picks best. But yeah, Soon is not even remotely here yet. And the fight has broken out, right? So on a super long map like this, maybe you don't do the TP play. Because the Torb just isn't there. But yeah. And now finally the Torb's there, but the fight's already over, right? So yeah, Soon TPing out the team there. On the last map it worked great, right? They even, you know, they kind of waited for him and then they went in. But on this map, maybe because it's so damn far, doing the TP strat with Torb isn't great. Like maybe if you went Tracer and then did the TP play and then Tracer could triple blink, right? That's different, because Tracer then is in the enemy team right at the same time you're there. But with Torb, you maybe need to wait a little bit after you have that positioning advantage. And maybe it's just not worth it on this map. But last map, it literally won them the first fight, right? But I just think this map's a little longer, so maybe you don't do it. Anyway. And, you know, this is generally white known, but first fight, winning first fight on KOF is so mad. Like, I think it's like 70 or 80% win rate in OWL that after you win the first fight, you go on to win the KOF round. And that's all because after you win the first fight, you get a massive ult advantage. And you generally can snowball that because 1, you have defensive advantage, and 2, you have an ult advantage. So if you look at the ults right now, you see, oh, the supports are kind of even, right, for both teams. And then the tanks are so massively ahead for Fusion. Specifically, Sado is insanely far ahead. The Mei ult's a little further, and the Widow ult's a little, or the Widow ult's really far, actually. They've almost got Widow ult. And what you'll generally see happen is because of the defensive positioning that you can get after you win the first fight. Like you see how Philly are positioned right now. If you're the Eternal, you need to dislodge that somehow, right? Because the enemy team has the defensive advantage and they can pick where to fight. You need to dislodge it, and generally you do that by using ultimates, right? By using like a Baptiste ultimate to gain space. But obviously you can't do that when you have no ults. So this is why you'll generally see the team that wins the first fight also win the second fight, because 1, they have an ult advantage, and 2, they get defensive positioning on King of the Hill. So I don't know if we'll see that here, but makes sense, right? So Fury's playing aggressive. Sado is getting engaged on. Both walls come out for both teams, right? This wall from Ivy was pretty bad. I think he messed up by, you know, he got walled, so he couldn't place his wall. Sado's getting pushed. Gets pushed pretty hard. Fury's also getting pushed. And, you know, this fight's hard for the Fusion, actually, because they have the Widow. I don't think they should be engaging this aggressively when they have Widowmaker and the enemy team has Torbjorn. Because Torbjorn's basically like a Reaper, right? That also has a longer range left click. Where he kind of wants to get into the thick of things and then uses E and like swing or like right click, right? While Widow wants to sit back and like poke from range. Get picks. Maybe not the biggest thing, but Sado gets a massive shatter. Big freeze from Nico, actually. He just gets in there. Also big freeze from Ivy. And I think that Sado shatter is like massive. And that's the first fight ult advantage that you get, right? Carpe pops off massively. Hodman actually pops off too. Carpe gets caught mid zipline. But Hodman so good at Orisa. Damn. So Perry should not have won that fight, right? Sado got a massive shatter. But I think Philly just took that fight a little too early. Like, 1, their wall got messed up, right? If they had hit that wall, fight would have looked way different. But 2, they're fighting really close against a team that wants to fight close, right? Because the Torb wants to fight close, in my opinion. Anyway, let's look for Carpe POV here. What happens? Onvin gets Fury because of the whole wall exchange. Soon gets frozen, so he picks him. He picks Gray. He almost picks the Lucio too. And then he wants to grapple out, right? He wants to make that arc happen where he can like keep running. But nice pull from Hanmin. So Hanmin had a massive pop off this fight. Had a slaying kits on the Orisa. D-God nearly dies, lives though. At that point, this fight's over. Yeah, good retake from the Eternal, and I think Fusion didn't play that too great. Like they have to use that ult advantage, right? And they got that massive shatter because they had that ult. The enemy team didn't, but I don't think they really played to their comp. And then they you know, the wall was also unlucky because it got blocked by the enemy team's wall. So just a little bit of unlucky, a little bit of maybe you don't take that fight here. Carpe still popped off. Oh. So again, they try to do the same thing, right? Where you see this play from the Philly. This is obviously something they've practiced a lot, right? Where they put the amplification matrix right in front of the enemy team. They pull, and then the fire strike comes in. Instead of using the amplification matrix right in front of you. This time, however, NiKo's ready. He's adapted, right? So he blocks the fire strike with a nice wall here. Great wall from him. If he doesn't wall this, his whole team would have died. Really good play from NiKo. They still get to kind of shoot through it. Which is fine, right? For Philly. But nice wall there. Really countering those good Philly strategies with the pull fire strike. And NiKo now has his ult. Both Meis end up ulting. So Ivy comes in with a counter ult. The beat comes in for both teams too. But Sato dies just before he gets the beat. That's rough. Watch Sato a little closer there. Yeah. Sato takes a bunch of damage. He gets mailed, but he charges out right as you do. And Benbest goes on him. Benbest solo shatters Sato. So Benbest goes for the Alpha Chad move here. Astro comes in, tries to beat it. He's just a little late. And the drone is late. Wow. So they use both. Like, I don't want to call this an offensive ult per se, right? Because it's not really a defensive ult, but it's a really big cooldown, right? The drone. So they use both the beat and the drone for Sato to try and keep him alive, but he dies anyway because apparently Benbest is the Alpha Chad and he just shatters his ass. That's bad for the fusion because that beat would have been great, right? If he gets that onto Sato. But now it's not looking too hot. Ivy does end up freezing NiKo. And soon also falls to Ivy. And funny, Ash or the FD God also dies. Hanmi comes out with the bongo. Hanmin's like, my team's feeding. So now it's a 5v3 actually for the Philly. So they should really retake this at that point. Because Paris Eternal, even though they got that nice kill on Sato, they went a little too deep. Ivy actually played it really nice on the Mei. Bunch of things. They still have the bongo up. Bongo just disappeared. They also killed the turret. So now Philly's in a really good spot, right? Drone comes out a little early there from Gray. Has to keep himself alive too. He gets killed by the Widowmaker. And then yeah. Soon ults. He plays a good round of Splatoon, right? Gets a decent spread. But I mean the fight's already over. FD God does end up killing Carpe. He does like to go for those aggro plays. And they're just getting the stall in. Oh, FD God doesn't end up touching the point, but he gets out. He's good. Oh, nice wall actually there from Ivy. Doesn't do too much. Okay, fight breaks out. NiKo uses wall. Ivy doesn't have wall because he just used it. So this amplification matrix is like, oh wait, what is this wall? So generally if the enemy team's Baptiste has the amplification matrix, you'll see Meis wait with the wall, right? And not use it until the amplification matrix comes out. I think that's a good line of play, right? But what ends up happening here? Okay. So the pull comes out. The amplification matrix comes out from Eternal, but Ivy just kind of misses the wall. Hmm. Yeah, he tries to hit the fire strike or something with it. But he gets pulled up, so he kind of just misses it. That's rough. Because if he hits that, that's really good for the Philly, right? They can kill this wall then. Soon is now on the Widowmaker. But that wall from Ivy really lost him that fight. If he hits that wall, it would have been a whole different story. Because Sato doesn't get fire strike. They can break the wall easier, right? That kind of stuff. Now it's a Widow duel. Wait, where did they all go back? It's like watching little ants, you know? Going up and down. Okay. So, Philly come in again. They do pull, fire strike, that stuff. I don't know why they're shooting the drone. I guess that's just a misclick from Alarm. Again, good wall from Nico. Nice job from him. Wall drops. Right, they have to back out, give up space. To the amplification matrix, good. Yeah, just maybe Philly could adapt, right? If they figured out Nico just counters their strat, they can like maybe try and bait out Nico's wall, that kind of stuff, before the amplification matrix. But at the end of the day, I think amplification matrix is just really strong to open up fights with because it gives you a lot of space. Like even now, they're doing a big number on Hanbin, right? Just because they popped it. Good pull there from Fury. And good mail. So nice pull mailed combo. Ends up killing Gray. Soon actually 1v1's Carpe. It's a big trade there. This fight was looking mighty good for Philly. Beat comes out for FD God. Who got pulled. So nice beat. And wow. Sato shatters the shield, I think. Let's see. What? Oh no, he gets pulled up, so his shatter hits the high ground while he's trying to hit Hanbin. That's unlucky. I won't call him out too much on that because that was just weird too. A beat comes out for Funny Astro. Again, really good beat. Hits everybody. But Carpe, I guess, but he's in spawn. Benmesh shatters Ivy. Drone comes out. Benmesh dies. Soon gets pulled. So Philly should win this fight. Like, that first pick on Gray, I think it was just really good. Like, a good pull mail. Gray was playing a little bit too far up, in my opinion. Nice job there. Eternal have a lot of ults coming back in though. They have the Mail, the Widow ult, and the Bongo. So let's see. Soon grapples up. Both teams Bongo, right? So both teams kind of get into this spam war where it's really hard to get to the enemy team because they have a Bongo up. Everybody is 50% damage boost. You can't really shoot the Bongo without being on an off angle, which, I mean, you can't really be because the enemy team would just speed on you. So it's just a spam war right now. Both teams are Bongo. Oh, actually, a really nice wall from the Eternal here, who make the first play with the Bongo up, even though, you know, Fusion is the defending team. Maybe they're trying to kind of bait out the Mail, that kind of stuff. Makes this Bongo useless. Really. They should really kill this. They should. Okay. Mail comes out. Should really kill this Bongo. Okay, it's gonna die soon, I guess, anyway. Carpe kills soon. A big pick. This didn't kill the Bongo for the longest time. And the Mail is like good, but I feel like, you know, Fusions were expecting that and kind of baited it out and sped boost out when it came out. That'll ends up dying. Banbest is going to die. Ivy comes out with Mayo. Yeah, and at that point, just clean up. Nice Mayo. Let's see how Carpe gets Soon here. Because that's a big fight changer, right? If Soon can like shoot the people that are pushing his team. Oh, wait, he's getting pushed by FD God right now. Let's watch that whole fight from freaking Carpe's perspective, huh? Oh, he's peeking very close. Wow, that's so aggressive. He's peeking so aggressive. Damn. Just peeks out. Headshot Soon. Nice job from him. Oh, then FD God goes on him. I'm slowing this down because, Jesus. Oh my god, that flick was disgusting. That was really nice from Carpe. Killing both Soon, and then FD God is like, we have to deal with this guy. This guy's a maniac. And then he also gets domed. But yeah, at that point, Carpe also kills Soon after that. Jesus. Nice job by him. I think Philly as a whole, bro, they were very ready for that Mayo. Very, very ready. And I also don't like that Eternal just didn't take that 1 second to kill that Bongo. Because it was up for like a good 3 or 4 seconds after they dropped the wall. Giving the whole team that 50% damage boost, you know? Anyway. Get into this first map. Let's get into Lighthouse. So, Eternal is playing the Symmetra. And Symmetra's kind of seen a resurgence, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it was played a lot in another match too. Which one was it? I think it was Uprising Outlaws. Linkser was playing the Symmetra a lot. And I think the Symmetra makes a lot of sense, actually, because against Orisa, you can charge your shield. Against Orisa shield, you can charge your shield. Against Reinhardt shield, you can charge your shield. Or your beam, I mean. And against the Maywall, you can charge your beam. So, Soon has a pretty easy time charging his beam, I feel, against this composition. And it's actually really hard to just speed in and get on the Orisa. So, this comp from Eternal is kind of interesting. Baptiste obviously doesn't do very well with the Symmetra, because you can't amplify beam through the ult, right? So I like the Moira swap too, because obviously there's no D.Va to eat her orb, her heal orb that you see right here. So that's very strong too. But I kind of like this comp from Eternal. I think you beat it by playing Doomfist. Doomfist is really good against Symmetra, because the Symmetra has to kind of play close to her front line, so she's in prime position to just get punched, you know? Carpe gets picked by Nico. So already really good start here for Eternal, and that should not happen, right? Fusion should have more poke than Eternal, because they have the Baptiste and the Kree. So Carpe should not be randomly dying. Where is Carpe? Oh, he's already dead. Shoots. He rotates and then he just gets picked. So I think a mistake from Sato to not hold his shield anywhere there. On the rotation. And Carpe might maybe kind of rotate a little later. The rest of his team's already here, right? And he was still back there. So yeah, that will trigger the Philly to back out. Nice right clicks actually here from Nico. They're gonna go cap point. Now the whole plan for this Eternal comp is kind of to sit on point and chill. I think because Carpe died there, maybe he could have swapped to the Doomfist. But even without the Doomfist, you can still win, right? It's not like you need the Doomfist. You just need to be cohesive and then run over the enemy team as a whole and play off your Baptiste ult, right? Even though it can get walled off, even baiting the wall out with that is great. So yeah, they're waiting for Carpe. And again, it's as I said earlier, right? Because you're the defending team, you get that defensive positioning. and a little bit of the ult advantage, so you're likely to win the second fight too. A nice pull. The fire strike gets blocked by their own Mei wall though. I don't understand why Nico walls this. Yeah, I don't really understand that. Because that would have been a good pull fire strike. Would have hit like 6 people. MS would have had ult. Yeah, that's just a bad wall there. From Nico. Blocks a lot of stuff actually from Paris. Maybe he's trying to wall behind the enemy team or something. I don't know. They go back to point. Oh, nice pull fire strike. Baptiste ult. And I like again that they're putting the Baptiste ult really close because it's so hard to wall, right? At this point, Nico didn't have wall. But just that surprise factor. So that even makes that Nico wall worse. Because maybe he could have like blocked this pull fire strike, right? If he had the wall up. And that's very bad because retaking with Symmetra is actually really hard, right? She needs time to charge her beam. She wants to kind of set up with her turrets, that kind of stuff, right? What's happening here? Eternal's on the high ground. We're still on the Symmetra here. The pull fire strike comes out again. They should drop because there's not enough people up here to hold this. They just use fire strike real quick. Nice fire strike there. Both teams already have shatter, so it's not too big a deal, right? Actually kind of just charging alarms ult charge. If Sado takes damage or poke damage. And then the entirety of Eternal just kind of TP to point. How they're able to do this? Befuddles me. I think maybe Fusion should have just backed up the point from high ground. Like they should have straight up went to point, be like, hey, come push us, you know? And then when the enemy team comes close, then you speed in. But now you're kind of giving the Eternal what they want, right? They can use the Mei ult on point. They can use that Symmetra beam on point. You can use the turrets on point. So there's good rotation from Eternal and maybe lack of like preparation against the sim there. But yeah. Mei ult comes out. Probably for both teams, right? Bemis also gets a nice shatter here on Sado. It's now a mess. It's officially a mess. Alarm drones, but that's gonna get killed. And Sado's gonna die here. And this Mei ult from Ivy was actually not great. Wait. Where and how does that go? Wait. Repeat a point. What? Oh, his Mei ult gets walled. Wait, that's really good from Nico if he did that intentionally. See here. Oh. So the wall goes up. He doesn't expect the wall. He kind of just froze it up against it. So nice wall from Nico. And maybe Ivy should have just kind of waited for the wall there. Before he Mei ulted, or he should have gotten into the point before he Mei ulted. Not entirely sure. Would have been a big Mei ult, right? But now it's horrible. And yeah, disaster strikes here for Philly, and they should just reset. They've only used the Mei ult, really. So it's not the end of the world. Because Eternal have used free ults. But still, you want to win that fight because you're the defensive team, right? Especially against the sim. And I expect Eternal to just hold it up here for a little bit. They go back to point, right? No reason for them to stay up there. They even TP back. I think they TP back because of the Amp Matrix. So good use of the TP. Nice wall too. From Nico. But yeah, maybe a little bit of an early amplification matrix by Alarm. Since I don't think Paris would have held up there anyway. Anyway. The Symmetra ult comes out. Carpe uses his ult. Classic counter to the Symmetra ult, right? The Kree ult if you can get a bunch of people in it, you can just one-shot the wall. Carpe gets the drone. Nico goes around, and he just gets shot in the face. Okay, I'm not sure why Nico just ran into that, but at least the wall didn't break. Beat comes out for both teams. Not sure why FD got used to beat there too. Were they low? I guess maybe did he want to save Nico? Soon's half HP. No, he wasn't low. Nobody's low right now. I feel like if you're the Eternal, you just play this slow, right? Like they have wall for 9 more seconds. That's a long time to like charge up your beam and play it slow. Instead they beat. And they have to go aggro now because they just used beat. Ana beat comes out. They're still playing around wall. Sato's getting beamed right now by Soon, and Soon's using his wall really well. Bongo comes out for both teams too. So this is kind of ridiculous. No visual clutter in this game at all, guys. Benbest ends up dying to a nice wall here. Soon also dies. So yeah, kind of old mismanagement there for the Eternal a little bit. I think they beat it a little bit early. And I'm not sure why Nico just went in like that when he could have just played the wall. Okay. Soon swaps over to the Torb. Good pick. Again, the Torb's really good at close range, right? Especially when he uses his E, and his turret's really strong. So it's kind of like the mini Reaper. Torb is kind of like a mini Reaper. When he uses E at least. He gets really tanky, gets a bunch of armor, gets to run into the enemy team. And the Kree is great, right? If fights go long and he can get flanks and get headshots. But the Torb is like more burst. Because you press that E button. His ult's also a lot better. The Moira ult comes out. The teams are still very far away. But Moira ult lasts for a while, right? Oh. That's a facepalm moment right there. Me Ivy. Me wall my own shatter. He's like, oh no, look at what I've done. I've cost my team a 4-man. That would have actually been a really big shatter, wouldn't it? Fire Strike pull comes out. Ray goes low. Yeah, that shadow would have hit like everybody. Ooh, that's rough. That would have won Fusion this fight. Walled off though. Then Ivy kills Hanman. Yeah, and then I mean, Felly still win this fight. They give up point cap, which is a pretty big deal. But winning the fight's more important, right? Doom will end up falling. They'll win the fight. Eternal used the cold air. Pretty good. They're gonna have the mail, right? So good fight overall for the Fusion. It would have been way cleaner if they hadn't walled their own shatter, but still, not bad. Fire Strike, Pull Fire Strike comes out from the Paris Eternal. Then Carpe ults. Where's Carpe right now? He's on the flank ult. Not sure if I like this because he can just get pulled if he doesn't watch out. Yeah, he doesn't really get anything with it. Soon's on Tracer now. I didn't even notice. Very interesting last fight. Eternal all push in at the same time. Nico comes in. He ults on the point so that if he gets walled off, his ult will still be fully on the point. And they also pull with it. Or if he doesn't wall it off, he goes for his own counter ult. But it's off the point, actually. It's kind of deep right now. Yeah, this ult's really good from Nico. Look at how many people it's getting. It gets Funny Astro, he's gonna die. It forces out the Nico shift. And then Sato gets booped off the map. Wait, how does he get booped? What is going on? What happens to Sato here? Pop quiz. Oh, he gets booped, yeah. Nice boop by FD God. Good job from him. And then Bimbest tries to shatter the Rhyme, but it gets Carpe instead. Nice flick from him to go on Carpe there. Oh, Alarm is healing Carpe though. Heals right from above. Nice. But overall, like this male just won Eternal this point. Really nice and slick males from them. I think a big thing is too that Eternal just as a whole knew very well how to play around point, and they kept it a lot of the time. While, for example, that last fight, Philly kind of gave it up a few times. But FD got great on the Lucio. Maybe their ult management wasn't that great. Like Nico running in that one fight where they're using the Symmetra wall, and then FD got beating first for not too much reason, you know. That I guess he was trying to save Nico, but that kind of screwed them over using the beat there like that. Because then Astro can just beat like 1 second later, right? And they get a better beat. So not too great ult use on that very last map, in my opinion. Anyway, we get into map 2 now. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. If you've not done so already, please leave a follow. I do tend to do these VOD reviews a lot. So if you like this kind of educational content, check the stream out more often. Anyway, we get into map 2. And generally what you see on KOF a lot is a Lucio play, right? Because you want to get the point so quick. Because fights are quick, right? Lucio, really good. There's a lot of boot maps on KOF too. But it's generally just like getting to the point first gives the Lucio team such an advantage that you kind of need to play it. After that though, it's been kind of wild. We've been seeing rush comps. We've been seeing spam comps, right? Those are the two comps we've basically been seeing. This comp from Fusion and this comp from Eternal. You've even seen this Fusion comp with Torb instead of Hanzo, right? Which I think is also really strong. Yeah. Both teams spamming each other. And Eternal comp kind of has to rush into the Fusion comp because Fusion comp has a lot of spam. Eternal comp also has a bunch of spam, right? They still have the Orisa, they still have the Baptiste, they still have the Torb, but they also have Ryan and Lucio who don't do a lot of spam. So if Eternal wants to win, they need to force the enemy team into a brawl, which is like a close range fight, right? Now let's see what ends up happening this first fight. Good pull there from Hanbin, pulls Ivy down. And Hanbin just in general has been great on this Orisa. And then Paris go to take the high ground themselves. Nice job from them. Yeah. Eternal take Philly take a more defensive position, right? Because they're now scared of getting sped on by the Eternal. And they want Sato and Ivy to be the ones that the Eternal has the speed on, right? Because Sato has his Fortify and Ivy has his Ice Block. So they're both very durable. While the rest of the Philly Fusion, right? They're not durable. Like Sigma gets ran down, Baptiste gets ran down, Zenyatta gets ran down, and Hanzo gets ran down, right? Also, an interesting thing here is that Funny Astro's on the bench. I guess if they're playing the Zen Bap, they really like playing double flex support, which a lot of teams have actually liked doing. I think it's good, right? Oftentimes flex supports will have a better Baptiste than the main support. So yeah, I kind of like putting Boombox in here if you're just gonna play Baptiste anyway. Good pull comes out for Sato there. Also a nice wall from Ivy. And what Fusion want is kind of just for this fight to go really long. Ivy gets walled off, which is bad. You want Ivy to be able to freeze Benbest while he rushes Sato. That does not happen. Nice drone comes out here for Alarm. Oh, nice pull actually. Holy crap, Hanbin's good. Second good pull. Pulls Boombox. There's no drone anymore for Boombox because he just used it on Sato. So he ends up dying. And Hanbin on the Orisa is so impressive. Getting good pull after good pull, right? And yeah, because of the Baptiste being dead, which is one of the biggest parts of why this Spam Cup can succeed, they are going to win this fight, I think. Like the shield finally breaks for Membest. They wall up top. Membest is really low. They have to watch out. Oh, Membest dies. What is that? They kind of just go in with Membest really low shield, and he just doesn't drop. But they still get Sato again. They end up capping the point. So I feel like what the Philly need to do there is to not get Ivy walled off from Sato, right? They need Ivy to either be on top of the wall, ideally, or to just be on the other side of it so he can go freeze Benbest when he goes in, right? And then when he goes low, he can shift. And they also need Boombox to not get pulled there. They also gave up a lot of space, right? They had people inside of the cafe, which doesn't have the greatest sight lines. So maybe if they could have held a little bit differently, like could have held these boxes in the back instead of holding the cafe, maybe that would have been better for the Philly. But overall, this really good play from Paris too. Getting good Hanbin pulls, most of all, is what allowed them to win that fight. Philly has to keep backing up. And yeah, if you cap first point in one fight, then you get to snowball the map, right? It's what I've been talking about. Now, they get to decide, right? We get to take the high ground because you still have people respawning. So you instantly see 5 people from the Eternal take the high ground, which is very smart. Because if you can take that away from the enemy Hanzo and Baptiste, you're doing really good, right? You're a rush comp. They can't just roll over the cart. They need to take space slowly. And if you have that high ground, it's hard for them to take space. Ooh, Grey goes low, but they're okay here. Carpe climbs up, gets booped. And you see how good the space is for Eternal? Like, there's no way for Fusion to just go to point, because then Eternal can just drop on them, right? And they can't take high ground because Eternal's up there and they're a brawl comp. You don't want to get close to the Reinhardt, really. Unless you're called Orisa or Mei, right? Then you do. But the rest of the team really doesn't. Yeah, this is kind of a pickle for Philly. And they kind of need to get people pulling off the high ground instead of just pulling them up in the air. Mail comes out for Nico. So good pull Mail. Again, for Nico and Hanbin. And then Soon puts his Splatoon ultimate right on top of that. They're actually out-damaging the Transcendence right now. And they kill Fury through the Transcendence, and they kill Boombox through Transcendence too. TLDR, Transcendence Trash Ultimate, doesn't out heal. But, I mean, if you look at how many ults Eternal used there, obviously they're gonna out damage that, right? Fusion only used the Hanzo ult and the Trance. They don't really down point, so they might not get a second fight here. But Eternal used everything. Well, not even everything. They just had a really good Mail, a Splatoon, and a Orisa. So it's not too big. Can we officially rename Torb's ult to Splatoon? Thank you. Oh, they're getting a lot of card push here. This is really bad for Philly, actually. Alarm's even still behind here. That's really bad for Philly. Because if you look now, look at how late Alarm died. They're not even going to get a second fight on the second point. Oh, the horror. Oh, the snowball. Good snowball for Eternal there. That's rough. But that's the strength of this brawl comp, right? Once they get to your front line without taking a lot of poke, they're going to crush you. So you need to like poke them before they get to them, or bait with your Orisa and Mei, and that's all that first point takes snowball, right? They get those ults, they get the positioning. Oh, Bemba shattered the shield, but it doesn't matter. Carpe's getting ran over. If we actually got that shatter off, that would have been a big shatter. It would have just allowed them to snowball even further. Point. They're sitting very far back because once again they had a stagger, right? They had somebody die very late. So now they only get one fight on third point as well. They now have a bunch of ultimates saved up though, right? They don't have the Transcendence. They don't have the High Noon, but they have everything else. It's hard for Eternal actually to push cart here because their shields are just getting roasted, right? If they just push cart. So they have to make a proactive play. Which is hard when the chokes are this good, right? For Paris or for Philly. So they try to like do the pull window fire strike. Not sure what a fire strike. I guess it got eaten. It doesn't work very well against the Sigma, right? Because you can just eat the fire strike. They actually wait. Bembas doesn't even fire strike, so big mind games from him. He fire strikes late, doesn't hit anything. But nice fought there to try and get it late, right? And Philly are still spamming. So really, maybe what Eternal have to do is like stack up on this left side, regen their shields, and then go really hard through main. Not sure, but they can't just sit there and do nothing, right? Soon dies just from getting picked by Alarm. Nice pick. And eventually you're gonna get picked, right? If you're against the spam comp. Like, you're not gonna outspam them. So what you need to do is just stack up one side, speed boost in, get a wall, and just run that person down. Maybe Fury over here, right? Or maybe Sato even. Carpe's on high ground. Splatoon ult comes in. Oh, really good spread on the Splatoon ult. Fury uses ult. Nico uses ult too. A lot of ults coming out at the start of this fight already. No visual clutter at all in this game, guys. We all know what's going on right now, right? Carpe ends up picking Nico, who did get a... It's not even that great of an ult, right? He didn't really get anything. But they are getting ults out of the enemy team. Not everybody might notice, but the amplification matrix does also double Baptiste healing. So Boombox putting it up here just for himself makes him able to heal the tanks really well, right? You saw Eternal come in there with 2 ults, like straight off the get-go, but they didn't get anything. Ooh, maybe Bembas now. Oh, no, he just gets crushed. Maybe Bembas now, he just runs in. Huh? Yeah, good defense on this very last point for the Fusion, right? Because they finally started getting their ults online. They're getting a lot of picks now too. Oh, they're getting even more picks. This is disgusting. Yeah, it's hard to attack into this. You need to be very disciplined, very streamlined as a team. And I think you need to go to this left side over here. And then maybe you fake left side and you go through main right. Because this is a better choke than this right side one is. This is a hard choke to get through. They're kind of trying to get over there, but they're just getting poked down so hard. They pushed out Carpe, so that's really good. Great did have to use his drone for that, which is bad. Obviously, you want to save that. They use the amplification matrix top left. It does get wall. Nice wall. The beat comes out. It doesn't hit Ray over here, but that's okay. Also, it doesn't hit Hanbin. And then the mail from Ivy comes out. So this is another convincing push right for Eternal. But they've taken a lot of time, so now Fusion just had a bunch of ults again, you know? I mean, they still have those ults again. Alarm trances. Sato ended up dying, so he tranced a little late there. Benbest gets a shatter, but the trance is still up. Oh my god, Benbest is a genius. He walls off the heals from Ivy. Ivy still doesn't die though. But that was a really nice attempt. There, they end up killing Alarm. So again, this brawl comp from Eternal just doing so much in like the long fights. And when Benbest can get close, he does a lot. Oh my god, the pin too. He fucks up Fury like that. Yeah. And I think Eternal end up winning this. Even though those spawns come in. Nice job by them. That block on the heals for Ivy was actually huge. Oh, that's not far back enough. Let's go all the way back to the start of that fight. It wasn't actually looking that great for the Eternal at the start of this. They come in, they push out Carpe up top. So good job on them. They wall off the amplification matrix. Ray also uses drone. FD got beat, so now they just have to go. Because of the beat, right? Just barely gets Benbest actually with the timer on it. The pull goes into the back line. Ivy's ult comes out. It hits Nico over here. Wait, does he not have his shift? Oh, he did not. Yeah, so Nico didn't have shift here. So it's looking great for Philly right now. They still have a bunch of ultimates. Their bongo's still up. They're using the Mei ult. They just killed the enemy Mei. Fury gets close to the enemy Reinhardt. Soon blinks in on Fury. Trance comes out to try and save. So that trance wasn't good. It was a little too late. Too late. And then the shatter comes out. It hits Ivy, right? Oh, it also hits Fury. So actually really good shatter from Benbest. And then where's the positioning right now? Boombox is in the air. Carpe's there. Hanbin right now doesn't have... what's it called? Fortify? So maybe he should have been the target for Carpe, actually. They kind of maybe tunnel vision on Benbest. He tries to get the... Carpe misses the flashbang. Pull comes out. Pull actually fucks Alarm up really badly. Poor Alarm. Was 1v1 the Tracer. Now it's a 1-for-2. And then, yeah, Philly have no more space. Hanbin's been pushing cart. So the bongo for Hanbin actually did so much too. Wow. And yeah, once that Rhine comes close and Benbest had a really good shatter, he just did a lot of stuff. That pull on Alarm too was really big. Nice job from Hanbin. And unlucky that if the Carpe stun hits there, Philly actually win that fight. Straight up. But it didn't hit. Because then Ben Best, you know. Do you think Ben Best is underrated? I think his Rein's very good. I think Eternal as a whole, it shows now, right? They're good individual players even last season, right? They still have the 5 or 4 players that were on the team last season on this lineup. But last season they were bad. Like Eternal was bad. But under this new coaching staff, and I think the entire Eternal coaching staff is very skilled. They're getting Eternal to be really good actually. And do I think Ben Best is underrated? I mean, I think his Rein's really good, but I don't think his other characters are as good, you know? So it's hard to say. But his Rein's definitely great. He's very aggressive. But if he gets the backup he needs, he actually does a lot. I think Nico has also been a big part of why Ben Best has been doing so well, though. Nico's May has actually been very good. So again, Fusion with spam composition against Eternal with rush composition. I think it's a lot easier to play this rush composition on defense because you can play these walls, right? And the enemy team kind of has to walk into you. And then you can just go on them very hard. Pull rock doesn't hit anything. Pull, oh, nice pull plus wall actually. And Fury should not be getting hit by this. But very good pull into wall from Nico and Hanbin. And yeah, that just crushes Fury. Wow, that's such a good pull wall. That was perfect on the dot, right? So you pull people in front and then you wall them off, right? Make their displacement permanent. Very good move, and Fury just kind of gets caught out by that. Like, if Ivy gets caught out or if Sato gets caught out, it's no big deal, right? They have very defensive cooldowns. But if your Sigma gets caught out by that, he's very easy to kill, right? He only has a shift and still just get frozen or get Rein swung. That kind of stuff. Let's see. This is actually a good spot to hold. Do you think Poco would have played a better Sigma than Fury? I don't think so. I think Fury's really good, and I think mostly his Orisa's really good too. I mean, Philly ended up winning this match. I think the biggest difference so far is that Eternal have been running this Torb, and Torb has been really good into these close range fights, right? You see already, like, Torb is 83% ult here. Torb has been really good for Eternal. I think that's one of the biggest differences so far. I don't think it's any specific player on the Fusion. I think just like Hanzo is pretty weak into this comp, so maybe if Fusion could play Torb instead, right, would be better. But they end up pushing the Eternal back. They do a good job, right? They don't get caught by the first pull this time. Now Eternal make a nice rotation to high ground, and they get another good wall. As I've said, getting wall-less May isn't bad though. Kind of want that wall to happen like that. They force the wall and the shift. That's okay. Soon gets picked though. That's bad. How does Soon get picked? Guess this massive hitbox. Hit him hard here. Oh, he pushes up. Wow. Soon just goes a little too deep here. Yeah, I think that's a bad drop. He had a Splatoon ready too. And a good pull from Sato catches out soon. Oh, nice wall here from Nico. Saves his team from disaster. But now Philly's in full control of point. Soon's gonna come back pretty soon though. The pun. Okay. So if they can wait for him and his Splatoon ultimate, that's very good. Eternal dive to point. Splatoon ult comes in. It's a good spread on it. The wall actually blocks off some of the Splatoon. But it's still pretty good, right? Zoning ultimate. It's better to get on top of the enemy team, but obviously it got walled off. So nice wall actually to block off some of that. But now this is exactly what the Eternal want, right? They want the brawl. They want to be close. So Benbest being right inside of the enemy team isn't looking too hot for Fusion here. Yeah, they get alarm. Benbest wall shield himself at the perfect time. They get a pull fire strike. Great rush play here from Eternal, and maybe not sure what went wrong there for Philly. They were up the Torb. They're spamming the enemy shield, right? They used the Baptiste ultimate. Maybe Sato and Ivy are giving up too much space right now. Maybe they should be more forward so they can you know, take more of the dive onto their face. Good wall here from Nico actually. Really good wall. And then Ivy's shift gets forced and then they're screwed, right? Because now they're all inside a little corner here. And Bambest is coming in with the pin. Nice boop there too from FD God. Boop some of them outside of the drone. And yeah, at that point, fight's over, right? That's really bad for the Fusion too. Now they have ults, but they got Soon that early in the fight, they should win it, right? Soon comes back on Tracer. Tracer's also really good into this this Fusion comp actually. Because you have the double flex support kind of right, but both these characters are pretty weak to Tracer. And they also have no McCree. You counter the Tracer. Interesting evil toaster in the corner here. This signals that they want to go really early, right? Otherwise these two wouldn't be here. They force out Hanbin Fortify. Dude, they're just getting spammed here. Hanbin is screwed. Oh, and then the pull dragon comes out. The drone comes out, the beat comes out. So that Hanbin off angle got spotted. And the beat gets forced. Oh, and then Ivy comes in with a great mail and a wall. So Benbest and Hanbin are definitely gonna die here. Oh, kill the wall, bro. Oh, Benbest is gonna live. But overall, right? Good spot on that flank, and that was a little overzealous here for Hanbin, I think. Gonna get a little too much of the cake here. Soon ends up swapping back to the Torb. Eternal actually used a bunch of ults there. They used the beat, they used the Bapple, they used the mail, and they used... they didn't use that ult, I guess. Just swapped back to it. And now Fusion has also swapped to the Torbjorn. I guess he might swap off again. No, he's staying on. Okay. Pull Sigma ult comes out for the Philly, right? Now Philly have the advantage. It's what we've talked about earlier. They are the ones that, you know, get to hold now, where the enemy team has to push into them. They get to spam Benbest shield all the way through. I actually really like the Torb swap from Carpe. Oh, massive shatter here for Benbest again. Trance comes out from Alarm. Oh, they pinned Fury. Save Fury, please. Oh, Benbest is shielding off the heals. Doesn't end up killing, but pretty smart. He's gonna die now, though. Okay, he lives, apparently. Hanbin does die, however. Oh, FD got a wall by his own team. Almost died. And these long fights are actually really good for Philly, right? Because, you know, the Paris Eternal have that short burst where they all speed in, they use the wall, they use the pull, they use the shield, use all these cooldowns at once. But if Fusion can live through that, which they did through the Transcendence, right? They can start pushing back in, and you see that now. They have the long fight wins, you know? Then there's pins in. Eternal does a really good job dying on point. We didn't see this as well from the Fusion on their defense, right? So they only got one fight on second point. Now, both teams have Baptiste ult. Ivy has Mei ult, and Philly get this high ground. Very good for them. I like this rotation to point. Again, they can just stall it because they're the brawl comp. They want the enemy team to come to them. Carpe gets pulled. Hello there, Xafon. Welcome to the stream. Nico Wall's here. But not sure if they really want to do this, right? They want to be contesting the cart. They want to be going in. So the cart's rolling away right now from the Philly or from the Eternal. And Gray actually gets picked here, which is horrible, disastrous. Not what you want to see. He uses his Baptiste ult here. Guess they're trying to pull Fire Strike combo. Yeah, the cart's rolling away, guys. Oh, and then, oh, wow. Alarm just picks him. A nice positioning there from Alarm. And, you know, this rotation, I think they should have just played on cart there if you want to play like that for Eternal, because then they would have gotten another fight, actually. Yeah, they do end up giving that away, and Alarm with a really nice right click on Gray makes that happen. Yeah, just late spawns here as well for the Eternal. That's really bad. Those two get staggered. Now Philly are looking for picks again. They should not find them. Again, Eternal all stack up. They go in as a squad all together. Good discipline now. And again, because they get this early fight, they'll get 2 fights on this point, right? Which you also saw Philly only get 1 fight. They held here for a long time, but it's only 1. Yeah, strength of Lucio, strength of Rush Comp. Oh my god, the Splatoon is everywhere. Yeah, very messy fight so far. Good Mei ult from Nico though. Gets Fury. Exactly what you want. Oh, but the poop from FD God poops him out of the shatter. Not too big a deal. He still dies. Splatoon is everywhere. Splatoon from Ivy's white. Splatoon from soon is Gatorade color. Let's see who won the Splatoon war here. I think Ivy got a better spread on the Splatoon. So he wins. He wins the round of Splatoon. Or, I mean, Carpe. My bad. Still, because of the aggressive beat, right? And the usage of a lot of other ults, Eternal win this fight. They got a good Mei ult too, right? Oh, wait. They don't win this fight. Apparently. What? What is happening? Oh, you remember on stream here? Soon misses like 8 shots. And I feel sad. No judgment. This is a no judgment zone, okay, stream? Oh, he wrecks Boombox really hard, so that was nice. And then here's a lot. Oh no, he gets a nice kill on Boombox though. They didn't show that one on stream. Alarm goes to 1 HP, then FD God comes in. And he also gets fucked. Oh my god, Alarm killed everybody. He kills the Lucio when he's on 1 HP. FD God just gets sent back to his hometown. Nice 1v1s there from Alarm. Nice plays from both Lucios. They did really had some. Yeah, I think these two Lucios are some of the best Lucios in the game. Obviously, Funny Asher's not playing right now. I think FD God and Funny Asher are two of the best Lucios in Overwatch League right now. They're very, very good with their ults. They're very good with their aggression. Very good at just Lucio mechanics in general. Anyway. So again, we've talked about how hard this point is to take, right? There's a lot of cover. And Philly have to do it in a very quick time. Good thing for them is, you know, Eternal doesn't have that many big ults. They have the Baptiste ult and almost have the Orisa ult. But they themselves have the Trance and the Bongo, right? So if they can use these aggressively, take a lot of space with them, that'd be very good. The Bongo comes out. Good. Oh, nice wall on the Bongo, actually. Holy crap. And it's gonna get killed here. That Bongo didn't do too much. I think it would have been better if it had more cover. If maybe they would have put it over here. I'm not sure. Maybe if they would have put it behind the cart, would have been a little bit better. A Bongo placement kind of sus. Carpe ends up getting gray though because he walks out of his own immortality field. What? Gray's over here. Gray gets poked out by Carpe. He's using his immortality field, right? And then he runs out of it. Maybe he doesn't realize he's out of it right now. Yeah, and then Carpe comes in and shoots him in the face. And that's rough. Carpe did a good job of using that off angle, right? But that death should not have happened. Carpe's going even more aggressive right now. This man knows no bounds on the Torb. Oh, and Fury gets soon. Carpe's going in with the E. Carpe's wrecking more people with the Torb. Oh, Mayo comes out, but oh, and the pink comes out. So nice pin there from Bembest. Actually gets Carpe through the trance. Kills the Maniac. Beat comes out too for Eternal. So they should slowly end up winning this fight. And Philly need to end with time if they want to have a chance at winning this map. Nico comes back on the Doomfist. Seems good in overtime situations. So maybe should have stayed on the Mei. My Peds were so boom today. I had really bad Preds to Atomic Skull. I only expected Philly to win. And they did. But all the other teams I had wrong. Nico ends up going in really early and ends up dying. But then Bembest again with a huge shatter. Really making their line work against the spam composition. Sato ends up getting handbin. Sato's just sitting on point right now. They're gonna clean up soon too, and they end up picking this. You got 2 out of. Oh, I didn't predict the Chinese matches. Yeah, they end up getting the point with a Cole. So actually pretty good attack from Philly there. And I think a big part of that was the Torb pick. Not gonna lie. I think Torb is so strong right now. He just puts up numbers. Like I said this last week. But especially with no D.Va in the game, you can't eat his ult, right? Like his ult is so good. You play Splatoon with it, you put it everywhere, it's a zoning ult. That's a lot of deeps. And we're about to see the greatest. Charlie Niner. A great Crunch 9. After the Grand Toilet Bowl, I was really disappointed about how boring today's match was. Yes, I agree. I'm sad. I do think that Dante is pretty good up Mei, actually. So he did a lot for Outlaws. Outlaws just seem a lot more stable right now than Boston Uprising does, right? Boston Uprising has not been looking good lately. She predicted them to win, but it was a Jerry trying to carry, and just Jerry's not enough, as we've seen. So yeah, okay, let's get on with this. Eternal, they stack up through security. They all walk in together. Soon gets picked by a nice pull, and then when Fusion want to drop, they get walled off. And then Sato tries to go to point. He doesn't fortify. And then boop. And then oh, it's a Crunch 9. It's a Charlie. It's a Krong 9. And Paris Eternal win it. So even though Soon died really early there, a nice wall, nice boop. And yeah, one tick goes that quickly, guys. If you're free on point, that shit goes real quick. Okay, map 3. Paris with Paris. And Paris Eternal are 2-0 up right now. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We've got... let's wait until the scouting phase is done. I think the big swap up here is Carpe is going to play Torb from now on. I think Torb is just busted right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. At the start of this week, I thought Torb was just kind of played because, you know, Mei and Kree were bad. So Torb is pretty logical follow-up. But he just does so much DPS. His turret does a lot of DPS. Torb himself does a lot of DPS. And especially with all the Hanzo nerfs, Torb is actually just busted. Like, his ult's really good. There's no D.Va to eat it. Pops his overload. He does a shit ton of damage per second. And even just without the overload, he does almost as much range damage as Hanzo. And his ult's crazy. So this Torb is great. And I think a big part of the reverse sweep was... Yeah, Mei was banned last week. It's the 7th player. Yeah, it's really good. Birch genius. What the fuck is that shield? Why isn't Torb played in the Chinese matches? Dude, China's fucking weird. No. Actually, I think China's very high level of play. I'm not sure, honestly. I think Torb is really strong right now. I think he's especially strong because there's no D.Va who can eat his ult, right? Maybe in the straight up spam war, Hanzo's just a little better because of his Storm Arrows can kill shields really quick. But I think especially if you're playing against a rush comp like the Eternal is, the Torb is really good because he can help your Reinhardt more. I think in Asia and China, it's more of the spam mirror right now. And so in the spam mirror, because both teams are so long range, the Torb overload plus right clicks don't do as much. But when you're playing against a Rein and with a Rein, then I think Torb's really good. But maybe because, you know, all those teams are playing Orisa Sigma more. Yeah, Torb, you know, just gets out range damage by the Hanzo because of the Storm Arrow. But close range, you pop that Torby, he starts fucking running into your team with 350 HP. What do you do? Yeah. So Philly have the Torb now. Frost Conference play Me Too. I think actually the Chinese teams are very, very strong. If I look at Shanghai and Guangzhou, I think those teams are like really good. And the Fusion is kind of walk in here. Eternal don't really see an engage. They get their shield broken, so they have to back out. And they just don't really go in. Do you think Ray is a decent replacement for Hip? I mean, I don't see him as a replacement. He was already in the team before, right? Ray is already playing a bunch of matches too. I think Hip, I really like his attitude of improvement rate, and especially characters like Moira, Anna, he was very good on. But I think Gray is like good too, right? And we've seen what the Eternal coaches can do with people that didn't do as great last season. So yeah, I don't think Gray's Baptiste was necessarily the greatest this match. But probably with more match experience, right, you can do better. Anyway, Philly kind of just take first point. They just kind of walk in, they use their pulls, they break the enemy Rein shield, and Eternal don't find their pulls, so they kind of just sit back, do nothing. I guess against the Torb, it's harder to just run in and engage, but they could have at least done something, you know? Guangzhou Charge were so impressive against the Titan. Sure, Titans were boom, but still. Yeah, they really were. I thought Guangzhou Charge played so well. Especially Krong was really good. Are you impressed with Philly so far? I mean, Philly's 2-0 down so far, so not yet. But maybe later in the series we'll be impressed. I thought some of their combos were really good, actually. But yeah. Guangzhou Charge boom. I guess their Titans were boom, but still. I actually did a review on the Guangzhou Charge against Titans match. It's up on my YouTube. If you do !YouTube, you can go there. Do you think Philly will beat Atlanta tomorrow? I don't think so, honestly. I think if it would be a D.Va meta, then Philly would probably beat Atlanta, because I think Hawk's D.Va play hasn't been on par with Fury or Poco. I think they're two of the best D.Vas in the league, right? But I think Gator is the best Orisa in the league. So if you play Gator on Orisa and you put Poco on, you know, the Reinhardt, or you even play Hawk on Sigma and you put Gator on Orisa, I think Gator is so good at Orisa that the team playing around him is very strong. And then Babybay is also really good at Torb, right? He was one of the earliest Torb adopters. Erster's really good at Mei. They're really flexible overall. Masa's insane at Baptiste, right? He was a Zen one trick before he actually started playing Lucio. So I think Atlanta actually have a big advantage right now, because I feel like Philly has to kind of put their off tank on, you know, a main tank role, whereas Atlanta have Gator. And I think both teams will also play the Torb. I think Philly has learned from this match. They've seen Torb is OP, and Atlanta have always been adopters of Torbjorn. So yeah, that's my thoughts there. I think Atlanta's probably going to win that match. Anyway, we continue this match. We're not looking at that match yet. Looking at this match. And Philly kind of got this top left area for free. And this seemed very un-Paris right now, right? Un-Paris Eternal. Because this top right area is the strongest part of the second point. It's the strongest part of the second point. And Paris just aren't holding it. And I hate it. I hate it with a passion. So let's go all the way back here. Philly's walking in main. Usually, you see teams not holding here. I don't know where the frick they're here. I guess because Philly faked them. So they thought they were going right side, but they really weren't. Then Philly go main. And these people just kind of sit here instead of rotating to the left side of main where you normally play. And then Philly just get the high ground for free when the enemy team is a Lucio. Like, there's no way you just give this up. You need to fight for this. So at this point, Eternal's already fucked up. Like, this is the biggest goof off I've ever seen. Because this area, especially for spam, 1, it's high ground. 2, it has cover. 3, the point has no cover. So all these things are terrible, right? For Eternal, like all Philly is to do is just walk up to the edge over here, shoot the enemy team, and the enemy team has to like use cover over here, use cover over here, and use cover over here. But that's all terrible cover, and you can get good pull plays and stuff there. So very, very. I even think if I was Eternal right now, I would try to like make a speed play through here. Like there's no way you can just give the enemy team the high ground here. Especially when they have Baptiste ult. Bembest shield's going low. It's just taking more and more damage. Baptiste ult comes in. They have to wall it, right? Good wall. Wall gets broken though. And then Hanmin just kinda dies, you know? This is what I'm talking about. Like, you can't just give the enemy team the high ground because there's not enough cover. And then if you look at how low the Eternal actually is right now, they even used the Baptiste ult here. But Fusion now have a bunch of ults, right? Because they were snowballing from first point. They get the Mei ult off, Bembest gets hit, and they're just gonna win this fight. It's like... It's the bad defense from Philly, or a bad defense from Eternal. Like, Philly out-rotated them, but how do you get out-rotated when you have the Lucio and the enemy team doesn't? What do you think is the better comp? The slower poke comp or Rush Ball or Lucio? I think it depends on your team. There's no real, like, this is the better comp. I think it depends on your team style. What your players are good at, right? And what, you know, your team tends to go towards. But I think both comps are good on several different maps. And I think you can play both comps. I think, for example, on KOF, the rush comp with Lucio is really good, right? On defense, this comp is actually really good. You even see Fusion play it right now. But on attacks, the spam comp can actually be really good. Or even on defenses, that comp can be really good, right? So there's no better comp. I think it's map dependent. I think it's team dependent. But yeah. Now Philly are playing that comp, right? And then the swap over to Torbjorn's been great for them so far. Torbjorn's really doing a number on this enemy Reinman. There's no D.Va to eat his shotgun damage, right? He can just hop his E, run in there. Normally he'd get Matrixed on when he runs in there, but now he gets a lot of damage off. Eternal are playing the Symmetra though. They kind of get into this right side. I think Symmetra is actually pretty good here. Especially against the double shield. I don't mind it. I think as Philly, to adapt to the Symmetra, you kind of hold back. When the enemy team walks in, you go for a pull and you speed in, right? You can't give the enemy team free charge. Oh wait, they get baited. The massive debate from the Paris Eternal. They use a bait TP. Philly fall for the bait and they grab the high ground. A nice job by them. Oh, Sato also gets, or Fury also gets walled off. So yeah, really nice job. Nice bait from Eternal actually. And now, soon as freaking charging his beam, it's getting stacked. You kind of have to do something, right? Otherwise, the beam's just gonna outbeam them. They're giving up a lot of space. Ivy gets walled, but he's okay. He has shift. And then Mr. Sato in here split off. He's gonna get frozen eventually. He's dancing really well with shield, actually. Astro ends up dying. I guess he also got walled. Oh. Fury almost booped him off the map. If you knew all the double boop techs, maybe you would have done it. And Philly are still like clutching on here. Alarm has killed 2 people so far. They're not going to end up winning this fight, I think. And Alarm does end up using his ult. Alarm kills another one. Alarm actually killed 3 people there. They don't end up winning it, but nice plays from him. And again, this is looking bad for Philly too. Might just be another snowball because a nice Symmetra play there from Eternal. Good fake TP. Again, Philly drop here. And I think if Eternal can get high ground here too, obviously it's a little worse for them. Because they have Symmetra. So their spam here isn't going to matter as much. So they end up using the Symmetra ult on point. Good ult. I like using it fast early in a fight because it lasts 20 seconds. Neeko gets walled. That's okay though, because Neeko, again, has his ice block. He throws in his mail too on Sado. Ooh, that's kind of... Oh, the pull actually saves Sado. A bad pull from Hanmin. Yeah, if Hanmin hadn't pulled him there, wow, they would have actually killed Sado really easily. Oh, that's a bad pull. Soon is somehow in the back line. Wow, that's a bad pull. Wait, that screws everything up. Yeah, the Sim ult comes out. Neeko gets fine, right? Neeko uses his ult. Sado is completely and utterly fucked here. Like, there's no way he gets out. Even with pin, he wouldn't get out because Neeko would just go and freeze him. But because of this pull from Hanmin, who tries to pull Funny Astro and Ivy in actually, Funny Astro's able to get the speed boost onto Sado, and Sado's able to pin out. Wow. Dude, that pull, I get what Hanmin was trying to do, but Sado would have just died if he doesn't do that. And then also superchargers. His team's getting frozen by the counter mail from Ivy. And then TP's in and out. But Hanmin died while that was going on. And Sado should have died. But he doesn't. So yeah, reset from Eternal. And again, that was their chance to win, right? That was their chance to snowball it. Because they actually had 6 ults going into that, basically. And now they use 3 ults. Fusion used 2 ults. But now they're in an ult disadvantage, right? And especially the ults that they have aren't as good as, like, Splatoon. Can we get an official decree to rename Torbo to Splatoon? Who likes Molten Core? Nobody likes it. It looks like Splatoon. You have to fill up all the gaps with it, you know? Yeah, can we get that? Can we get, you know, Splatoon? Okay. So, Eternal do a far rotation to the left side. And there's cover here, right? The left side is okay. The cover just isn't as good as that high ground cover. Especially because the enemy team can also use the cover very well. Oh, what is this Maywall? And there's no long range poke here from Eternal. They have to play very close range because they want that Symmetra beam charge. Hanmin gets walled up. So he's fine. He's just gonna drop. FD got go... Again, I don't like beats like this. I think it's very weak. Like they're trying to just hard engage, right? Especially with the sim. But this just allows the enemy team to, especially if Funny Astro had beat here, to just beat later. I don't know. They've aggro beat it a lot actually this match, and I don't like it. I think, especially how early this beat is. Like if Ben Mist was already running in and then hitting people, and then he gets beat, that makes a lot more sense, right? But now, kind of comes out, doesn't get too much value. Soon kind of gets bursted even through beat. Splatoon comes out. Carpaden dies, but yeah. Funny Astro gets a beat later, right? And now Neeko's already used his ult. I don't like aggro beating like that, especially on attack. No, on defense that's even worse. But it's too early beat. I think if he does it like, you know, when the Rhein's already swinging or they've already TP'd in, makes a lot more sense. Anyway, Carpe spamming away. Boom, 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 boom. Philly gets the high ground, or Eternal gets the high ground here. Which, you know, I've said this is horrible, right? But I feel like against this specific comp from Eternal, it's not bad at all. Because they actually don't have any range damage. They have Orisa and Baptiste, that's it. While Fusion have, you know, the same thing, but they have Torb instead of Symmetra, so they do a lot more range damage. So Philly getting this isn't as big of a deal as when, you know, Philly were playing the full spam comp and Eternal were still playing a rush comp. So you can actually kind of give this up if you're Philly. It's not as big a deal. The Torb does a lot more range damage than the Sim, obviously. Sato, even though I say all that, right, he's still kind of getting fucked. Good Mail comes out from Ivy, though. He dies, but even so... Oh, Sato also dies. So actually, wasn't looking too bad there for Paris for a second. But yeah, Fury uses the best ult in the game. And that will secure them the fight. And even like these trades are just really good for Philly, right? Because they have such close spawns. Oh. Soon has his, like, if you just look at these Parasolts, this is another fight they should really win. They have 6 ultimates. Maybe not Shattered, so 5 ultimates. And if they can just go hard, use their Bongo early, right? Get that 50% damage boost. So at this point, how do Paris plan to cap the point? They're behind in ults and can't use their position to their advantage. I mean, they want to get really close. They want to charge that Soon Beam, right? And want to like win the long fight once Soon as charged their beam and use their TP really smart. But as you can see now, they have a massive ult advantage. So this is another fight they should win. And they have to win, basically. So they all TP to point. I like this. It's an aggressive TP, right? If they can soon ult with this TP, like on the point like that, that'd be really good. Yes, they do exactly what I said. Good. They need to kill this turret. Not too big of a deal, though. The wall doesn't come out from Nico, but that's okay. He lives. They end up droning it. They use their own Baptiste ult. The wall comes out. Nico uses his Mei ult. It goes really deep, but overall this has been good for Paris so far, right? They've used a bunch of ults. They've gotten on the point. They haven't used their beat yet, so they get to use that defensively this time. And they're getting ticks. This time, Astro has to beat his team in, right? Mostly because of the Mei ult, but also because they have to go and touch point. He touches. Now, FD God kind of gets the counter beat, you know? Funny Astro gets pulled. Nice pull there. Does he die? I think Astro should die here. But obviously Soon has a hard time getting in range, right? The beat comes out again. Maybe a little early beat. I'd like to have them speed in first and then beat, maybe. Splatoon's still zoning. But they're getting in there. See if they beat it now. Hanmin dies again. Do Carpe on the Torb. So the Torb really making the difference here. For the Philly Fusion. And yeah, they get that trade kill. And they end up cleaning up the fight. And Eternal used all those ultimates, right? So now they're kind of screwed. They swapped off Sim to Kree. Maybe they should go Torb, but Kree's okay too. Carpe swaps to Hanzo. So Carpe doing 5-head swaps. Oh, Philly kind of going for the roundabout. They were kind of given the top area. But then they decide to go main. I think this top area is really strong still. I'm not sure why they gave up on that. Either way, Bemis gets a really big shatter on 2 people and they get Mei ulted in return. Oh, Ivy actually gets shattered out of his Mei ult. So Bemis really popping off. Wow, so nice shatter from Bembest, really, and Sato actually didn't hold up a shield there. That opens up so much for Eternal, actually. Because if they just would have gotten melted here, they would have just lost the fight, right? But now, Shatter comes in. Oh, but soon ends up getting picked by Carpe. Carpe clutching out for his team here. Yeah, doesn't get that pick. It was looking pretty bad there. But pull into... Oh, he rolls away from the shield. Into a nice flick, I guess. Oh, just a nice headshot on Soon. Kind of rolled really aggressive, actually. Gets that kill. And yeah, at this point, you know, that's a lot of your damage gone for the Eternal, and you're on 2 CP attack, so you're not winning that fight anymore. Using the amplification matrix. Oh, Bembest just kind of charges in, gets walled. Oh, it's a mess right now. This fight's lost. Astro gets a 4K. Ends a Mad Lad. Did that happen? Oh. 4 kills for Funny Astro. Bongo damage. Oh my god. What? Dude, he kills FD God so well there. Dude, FD God just got alpha'd on. Look at that. Yeah, first he kills Bembest, then the pool comes in. Headshot plus boop takes him out. Then shot plus melee takes out Nico. And just that damage boost from the bongo, dude. Helping out Funny Astro there, getting those kills. Gets another one, gets the 4K. Soon swaps back to... Oh, Soon swaps off. Okay. And now Paris Eternal just have to kind of rush the point. It's rough, right? So yeah, that first fight and the 6 ult fight are really the fights that Eternal should have won. But Philly, 1, played them really well. And 2, Eternal didn't get much value out of the ults, really. Especially Bongo, they could have gotten more value out of. Yeah. Soon picks Ivy, so this is a really good start to a fight for Eternal. A really good pick, actually. Soon on an off angle right over there. Hanzo ult comes out for Carpe. Okay. Hits Gray, but Gray drones. Good drone. Then if D-God might end up dying here. Oh, the beat comes out for Funny Astro, so good. Right, they have to go aggressive with that. Shatter comes out from Sato. He gets stunned, but they still get Nico. And at that point, you know, all these ults coming out. And, you know, trades happening. Really good being for the defender spawn. Philly again win that fight. So the first fight after they got second point, or after they got first point, is the real fight I feel Paris could have won. But they go really aggressive with their beat and don't really get anything. And then Astro just kind of gets the beat second, and they do actually get a really big value. And they weren't really able to get a big sim beam on the end there. Anyway, I am going to go to the toilet real quick. So I will be right back, guys. Give me a sec. Hello, I am back. Very random but factual statement. The thing I miss most about LA is Korean barbecue. That shit is top tier. We don't really have it in the Netherlands. The Netherlands. And I guess we'd be quarantined anyway, so we wouldn't be able to do it. But that shit's fun as hell. I'm fixing my pop filter again. Gonna go for some sleep. Thanks for the stream. I'll watch the rest tomorrow in the VOD. Thank you for joining us, Stefan. Thanks for the follow, Peter Griffin. Okay, let's go on to map 4. And yes, I will upload the VOD on YouTube whilst I'm sleeping, I guess, and then I'll upload it in the morning when I wake up. Or, I mean, I'll put it live in the morning when I wake up. So definitely look out for that. And then I plan to do another VOD review stream after the Asian games, where I give my first impressions, which I've also done today. I uploaded the Vancouver against Guangzhou match to YouTube. So definitely give that a look if you can or want to. So again, let's see what these two comps are, right? We've got the Fusion comp, who are playing the Torb Mei. They swapped over to the Torb completely, because they've realized, hey, Torb is really good at stopping the enemy Ryan and like eating into his face and doing a lot of damage and saving Sato and saving Ivy. Especially against this really aggressive Eternal comp, right? With the Orisa and the Ryan and the Lucia, I feel like the Torb is very, very strong. Nice rollout there from FD God. Let's actually watch that from his POV. Yeah, he goes left side, uses the speed boost. Speed boosting like a madman. The turret sees him, but it's the hugest boop ever. 5 people get booped off. They pull it, they speed on it. Nice rock on Bembes there. Nice wall too from Nico. And this is exactly what the Eternal want, right? They want these close fights, even though they have Widow right now. Maybe they shouldn't go Widow, not sure. They're really getting into the nitty gritty here, and that's where Reinhardt excels, right? Bembes does end up dying. And I think that's all because of the Torb pick, honestly. Like, this turret's been doing work. The E plus right clicks have been doing work, and Carpe gets free kills. So maybe the whole thing that reverse sweep for Philly is just Torb being so good against Reinhardt. Maybe that's all it took. Actually, if Eternal was playing Torb there too, I'm sure they would have won that fight, because they were getting so close to the enemy team, and the Widow didn't get any value there. Okay, we continue. Okay. So Eternal, they rotate to the top left, right? This is a good rotation, general rotation. You'll see these chokes here are horrible. It's very easy to get Mei walled off, right? And then top left is actually a lot harder, right? To like get walled off, that kind of stuff. The enemy team kind of has to give you space, otherwise you can just sit here and spam them away or speed boost in, right? So good rotation there from Eternal. They get a lot of space. They can go back to pushing cart. Nico does. Great job from him. And actually, like, Eternal once again has to look to get close, right? And they're using all this cover. They're using their speed boost. They're getting in there. Nice wall from Ivy this time to stop the aggression, though. Amplification matrix comes out from Boombox. And then the greatest mail I've ever seen from Ivy. Stops this whole push that was going actually pretty well for the Paris Eternal. They had a 1-for-1, right? Stops it dead in his tracks. And that's all from just kiting, having the maze spam people that are coming in, right? And Ivy even getting some good walls. So nice job there. And that gets this rolling really well for the Philly Fusion. So now they have Torbolt, right? They have Splatoon. They have almost both their Tankles, and they almost have the Trance too. And Eternal also almost have a bunch of ults coming up. Like they have the Mailed coming up. Very good ult. Right. So we'll see how that works out for them. Again, Fury can eat those pull fire strikes as Sigma. Good wall again from Ivy. Stops Ben Mist right in his tracks on the speed boost. Sato still goes low, however. Ooh, Sato's just gonna die here. Wow. That's crazy. He just slowly dies because there's no shield in front of him, right? And there's still a lot of spam damage on this Eternal comp. Anyway, Fury comes in with the ult. Carpe puts down Splatoon. That's the greatest Splatoon spread I've ever seen. Very nice spread. Definitely winning that game with Splatoon. Doesn't end up killing anyone, right? But it zones. Carpe ends up dying, however. So does Ivy. And then Shatter comes out. That should seal up the fight, maybe. Carpe doesn't end up killing Nico, but does end the fight. Good Shatter again from Bembest. Overall, good attack. First point from Eternal, because they kind of get that snowball rolling now again, right? Like especially that first fight with that boop, very clean. Nice boop from FD God. And again, Astro is out for Boombox because they want to play that spam here all map, I guess. And again, Eternal's just getting all this card push for free because they're a ball comp. So Billy's only going to go for one fight on this whole point. Oh, Carpe gets pulled off the high ground. So very nice pull from Hanbin. Gets Carpe. And that just goes to like from bad to worse for Philly. Like this is looking pretty bad for them now. They're down there in their main DPS. Ball comes out from Nico, but they get the pull on Gray. So Gray dying here is very bad actually for Philly because he's their main healing, right? They have no like Lucia doesn't do that much healing. But yeah. Fucking Ray goes over here, puts his drone, but the drone will just get killed from there, right? Like it has, they just have the greatest LOS ever on the drone. And then Gray gets poked more, gets pulled. He's really out of position there. And now there's no healing on the Eternal, right? End up killing the Bongo ends up dying. And now this is looking bad. There's no healing on the Eternal. They have to go and hide. More Torbjorn spam. They're just waiting, dude. They're just sitting inside and waiting. They're waiting for their staggers to come back. FD God's almost back. And who else is coming? Oh, Gray. Yeah, that's right. So now they're walking out again, right? They have 6 people again. Oh, Alarm ends up getting pulled off high ground. So again, very good pulls here from Eternal. And I'm not sure why they didn't speed on that. Maybe Bembest didn't have enough shield. Oh, yeah, it was free energy shield. So speeding on that would have been a little too risky. They're gonna go high ground, I guess? Yeah, what are they? I think them speeding high ground here. Actually, they'll just get walled off by Ivy. So it's probably not the best idea. Like if they walk out there, their Ryan gets walled off. He's gonna have no shield before they get to the enemy team. And Fury's actually dropped over here. But this is way better to like just speed on Fury here. And Fury, wow, he gets a lot of shield actually from this shifting. Nice job by him. FD God beats. Again, really aggressive beat. Splatoon comes out from Soon. And then Ivy with another great mail. It stops this push. They also Transcendence. And because there's no beat, they're just going to go win this fight again. A lot of ults came out for Eternal there actually. Splatoon. Used Orisa. Oh wait, they're still fighting. What is happening? Nico's gonna go die to this. Yeah, okay. It's still fighting. No trades coming out. But again, trades are good for the defense here. The spawns are so damn close here. And so far away for Paris. Soon swaps over to the Widow. Oh, he swaps over to the Tracer? Tracer? I guess their plan is to maybe just have Soon push cart. And then the rest of them go somewhere else. I'm not sure. But Tracer's not good against Torb. Interesting. They are going to just go high ground, send Soon to cart. Okay. Yeah, I want Soon to push cart here. That's why he went Tracer. I think it's still really hard for Paris to walk out here though. Because they're just going to get walled. And there's just so much spam up here for Philly, right? They have the Zen, the Baptiste, the Torb, even the AoE from the Sigma. Bembe's shield is not going to live for a very long time here. And Bembe gets walled. So yeah, it's exactly as I said. Nice wall from Ivy. And they end up breaking through the wall, and a good wall from Nico comes out. But Bembis is already no shield right now. Soon ends up getting focused on point. The Bembis has to drop. Whiffs the Shatter, actually. Splatoon comes out from Carpe. Carpe's been having really good Splatoon. He's like patient with each shot. You know, he's trying to spread it out. And yeah, the trades really go in the way of the Philly Fusion again. And Nico actually gets out with his wall. Wow, wall dice really click in Torbolt. Maybe just Torbolt walls from now on. It will die in a second. And again, Paris now have one more fight. And this high ground control from Philly was actually really good. I think what Paris could have maybe done is like go up here, go right side, and then go over here and then push the high ground. Because that's a way better path, right? You get walled here, Bembes can fall back to this door and get heals here. Right? While here, there's nowhere to back off to and you just get spammed and it's like one long corridor. So I would have liked to see that rotation more from Eternal, and even with the Torb they could have done that in my opinion. Maybe they go for it now actually. Oh yeah, they do go for it now. I think if they would have went for this earlier, this is the rotation to do against this. They're still getting... Oh, nice pull. Holy crap. Nice pull from Asado, who outbrains me. Yeah. And then they have to go push card again, which Brace is pretty good at doing, right? Toon is doing a nice job dodging all these bullets somehow. The Bongo comes out for Philly. Sato gets pulled this time, so nice pull. But Sato, you know, he's the one to fortify. He gets out. Transcendence comes out for Alarm. And yeah, just again, abusing this high ground for Philly. Using their ults really well too. Ivy's been getting only bangers with May ults. Really showing that strength with that spam comp, where they sit on high ground. The enemy team has a hard time getting to them. And really, Sato and Homins for that matter, just pulls really good. I think Eternal needed to win that one fight where they kind of just pulled, I don't know, Carpe off the high ground. And then they just kind of lost a long fight either way. But good hold from Philly. Really showing why they play this spam comp, right? And abusing that high ground. And that's just a very hard point to attack just because the defender spawns are really close, right? Again, Eternal go for this kind of rush comp, but they play it with Widow, which I'm not a fan of. I think if you go rush, you have to like full commit to rush. You either play the Kree or the Torb. Because now you're just, you know, playing a rush comp, but then you're also playing the Widow, who have like very different objectives, right? The rush comp just kind of wants to get in there with the Lucio, and the Widow wants to kind of sit back and spam. Let's see how they execute it. Like the Widow wants to go and get picks, right? Well, the rush comp wants to finish the fight as quick as possible. And Best gets spammed out really hard here, actually. Good spamming from Philly. And obviously there's no D.Va to eat anything, right? Full Fire Strike comes out. Wall from both teams, actually. Another pull. They force the Orisa shield. Where's Soon right now? Soon. He's kind of just sitting in the back line. Bembest is going on an adventure right now. He sees Carpe. He's like, guys, there's Carpe over here. I've spotted him. And he goes back for the team. Philly rotate to the right side of the map. As I've said, it's a lot easier to spam people out of right. Still, Eternal can hold this angle right here. Where Soon is currently on the arch in the back right, as he should be. It's hard to contest him. And Eternal is still kind of just spamming here. Soon has almost got his ult actually. That's a what? Okay, so wait. Did he get wall inside or outside? Because it looked like he stuck out there. Yeah, Fury gets walled. He's just in the ceiling. He's so sad, but he's fine, right? And Soon then picks Boombox. So the Widow finally paying off for the Eternal. And they've just been holding this choke. If the enemy team walks through, they will wall and push in, right? But now Soon finally gets a pick with his wall hacks. So Philly get the wait. They wait, they wait, they wait. They're going to go for this top left high ground again, which I'm a big fan of. They wall the pull Fire Strike at Matrix, so nice wall there from Ivy to block that. Pool comes out. Sato and Ivy getting walled here is really good, right? Because if they get pushed, Sato can just wall in front of them. Ooh, excuse me. It's getting pretty late here, so I'm also kind of going through this VOD pretty fast right now. Anyway, we do want to finish this off. Carpe gets spammed down. Oh, Carpe goes hammer mode and just tries to run away, but does end up getting chased down by Hanmin. Yeah. So Philly doesn't really seem to have like an answer to this so far. They swap off the Toblerone. Going for the Hanzo instead, which is probably better, right? They can still outdamage the Widow. But as you can see, Eternal hasn't really been rushing anymore. They've just kind of been sitting there waiting for the enemy team, which is good patience. Okay, so Pool comes out, catches out Gray, who I guess had the Amp Matrix, but just wasn't able to use it. Yeah, he had the drone, he just wasn't able to use it. Very unfortunate. Nice pull there. Then FD got beats the Fury ult, and both teams end up Mei ulting. This is what you'll see a lot, right? You'll see Mei's ult, and then the enemy team's Mei counter ults, just so people can't push on the people that got frozen. FD God's getting frozen here though. Alarm ends up popping Transcendence. This ult placement's actually really good from Hanmi. I really like that, but it doesn't end up mattering. Soon also somehow dies during that fight. But yeah. That is a very strong first point take right at the end there for Philly. They do end up using a lot of ults though, so actually good hold for Paris. Soon ends up swapping a Tracer, goes to contest Cart. I guess they want to take this fight. They have Shatter up, but not the worst fight to take, I guess. Soon contests, the wall goes up. Soon recall still contesting. And then Gray ends up dying again. Oh no. Gray this map hasn't been having a great time. And I feel like he shouldn't be here. Like, he should really be with the rest of his team. Right here, right? Shooting the wall, helping his team. He should be healing his tanks. Especially because you've pulled Fire Strike and he's pretty close to his ult. I don't know. The pull comes out. Nice pull. Pulls him out of his own drone. The drone even goes down even before he dies. But yeah, he should not have been there in my opinion. Wall comes out for NiKo. Nice wall. But their main source of healing is down, right? And you see how much damage Benbest and Hanmin are taking. And this can't get healed up by the... Yeah, by the... Baptiste right now. If it could get healed up, I think Paris would have actually won this fight. Anyway. Shadow comes out from Benbest. It gets blocked this time by the Sigma shield. And then Benbest's shield dies. He's kind of screwed right now. He's 1 HP. Overtime fight. Yeah, this is just slowly gonna get cleaned up. And that's all from that first pick onto Gray, right? Then, good hold for first for Paris. And they could definitely still hold the second, right? Philly kind of go up high ground. They start spamming a little bit, right? Obviously, they can't hold this high ground against the Reinhardt, who's coming in full force. So they have to give up space. They have Sato and Ivy just push Cart. Because they want Sato and Ivy to be engaged on, right? Because they can live pretty easy. Then the rest of Fusion has a lot of space. Soon is still on the Widow, so there's not as much straight up damage. Pull Fire Strike comes out again. With the Baptiste ult, but nice wall from Ivy, blocks it. Hanzo ult comes out, it's dodged too. Actually, the Ivy wall blocked the pull onto that, and then Soon gets dueled by Carpe. Good individual outplays here at the end for Philly so far. Yeah. Hanzo ults, he goes up high ground, Soon is discorded, and he just gets tapped. So yeah, Paris probably should go ahead and die on Cart here. Cart's getting pushed still. Yeah, Chad can't have a donation. What? So we end up taking the point. And now they also get the high ground. So this is the exact position that Paris found themselves on their attack, right? The Philly just having the high ground and them not being able to get up because the Mei wall is happening again. NiKo over chases alone. And he gets his ice block force. So all Ivy now has to do is just wall it. Yeah. NiKo ends up getting his ult off. Good ult. People end up getting... Even Boombox gets away. That's crazy. Beat comes out. Bongo's out. Ivy wins the 1v1 up top against Nico. Let's watch that again. Ivy comes out of Ice Block. He uses the wall to kind of break the LOS on the freeze. And then he wins the 1v1 against. So very nice job from him. Honestly, if you Ice Block first, you shouldn't really be able to win the 1v1, I feel. So really good job from Ivy to actually win that. Using that wall to break LOS, break that freeze, like that freeze tick that's already on him. Fury might die over here. Oh, and this is disastrous so far for Philly. Carpe ends up. Oh, I think this is the greatest Carpe carry ever, by the way. Okay. Dude, he kills 3 in a row. If he doesn't kill 3 people there. 4. Okay, he ends up missing FD God. Carpe kills 4 people straight up. In like the biggest carry spree ever. Like how does Philly win this, dude? Paris used so many ults. So he kills Soon first. Kill Soon first. Wait, let's go back. Carpe with massive carry. Kill Soon first. He then goes on, dodges the beat, takes the high ground. Ends up killing Gray with like some crazy flick. He would have died to him. Then kills Benbest. Then kills Soon again. Then headshots. Hanbin kills Hanbin. And then even shoots FD God. Like what? Almost. And then also kills Nico. He's killed 6 so far. Takes high ground again. Good high ground spot this is. Launches onto Soon. Doesn't get him. He's killed him twice so far though. So Soon's definitely scared of him. Kills FD God with a punch. Dude. Kills Nico. I think he's 8 or 9. Jesus. Dude, that was like a crazy headshot on Gray though. Like honestly, they end up winning this fight. But what really wins it for them is like this crazy headshot on Gray that Carpe hits. Like, he misses the first shot, right? Gray's about to kill him, and then he like suddenly flicks up, which is really hard, right? Vertical aim is hard in this game. And just domes Gray somehow. And Gray is sad. And then he goes on to kill more people. And this hit on Soon too. What? Right? Crazy. So Carpe hard carried this fight actually. Boomox did a nice job keeping him alive as well, actually. Wow. And then Staggers come in. Carpe kills more, and then finally Philly's regrouped, right? But holy crap, Carpe kept that alive. And Ivy killing Nico up here as well. Big carry moves from the DPS from Philly. And honestly, Eternal is one right there, right? That's the series. That's the game. But Carpe somehow pops the frick off and carries that round for Philly. And man, this guy has like a clutch instinct. Okay, map 5. Okay, so again, Soon TP's out his team, while Philly just kind of walk out, right? And I think this is a pretty big deal. Because what ends up happening is, you see this? Like, because of the TP, Eternal gets so much more space. And even though Philly is 6 right now, and Eternal's only 5, the space is still kind of worth it, I feel. Like, this wall's great. They've got basically everywhere they want, and they get to swing first, right? Because they get all that space. And Sato also gets one really nice swing off, but because Eternals is kind of inting it to Sato, they even freeze him. Nice freeze there too from Nico. Yeah, just all about that TP on these short maps. These TPs from Soon have really been popping off. And again, I say this over and over again, but winning call first fight makes you win the map 70 or 80% of the time, right? Yeah. Eternal ends up winning that. They don't give away too much ult charge. Nico gets a really good Mei charge, right? But Hanbin split on the right side here. Oh, a nice pull. Baptiste ult Fire Strike actually doesn't get walled by Nico this time for some reason. He's walled like all the other ones, it's not this one. I guess they just weren't ready for it. Not sure. You really could or should have walled this. And then Gray tries to drone, but he dies just before the drone. Wow. That's rough. Maybe they didn't expect Alarm to have the Baptiste ult yet. Is why he didn't actually wall that. But again, kind of a misplay on Paris's part. Nico does end up killing Fury, but Bembes ends up falling. And I mean, Philly should just clean this up at this point. Nice pull actually from Hanbin. Pulls 2 people into the pit, so now it's a 3v3 on point. And soon kills Carpe. So wow, Hanbin with the nice pull there, kind of clutching it up for Eternal. Ivy ends up coming back in though. Soon also dies, so Philly should still win this. Slowly but surely. FD got trying to kill Funny Astro over here. Doesn't end up doing so. And yeah, eventually, Philly will cap this point. But wow. Just not walling that Baptiste ult meant that Philly could somehow retake that, you know? And they didn't even... You know, they only use Baptiste ult and they already have it back. That's the strength of Baptiste ult, right? You farm it so fast. So next fight's gonna be like 5.5 ult, I guess, because no. Philly only have 4 ults here, and Eternals have 6 ults because they ended up, you know, holding on to the point. They ended up getting spammed while the enemy team walked in. So yeah, let's see what Eternal can do on this retake here. It's gonna be a big ult fight here. Platoon comes out for Soon here, and the Mei ult comes out for Ivy. A good Mei ult from him. Actually don't see... Nico's over here right now, so he's not in position to counter ult this right now. The beat comes out. Nice beat actually there from FD God. And nice bongo over here. Oh, but the shatter comes in from Sato. So I didn't actually like that flank that much from... I think if you go for the flank there, maybe you have your Orisa, and you're like, maybe you just have your Orisa do it, and not the Reinhardt. I guess the Orisa is better at taking the Mei ult though. But both teams end up using a bunch of ults. But Fusion end up winning that, which is very crucial. That's a really good fight for them to win, right? And they still have the bongo, which I always say is the best ult in the game. Eternal though have the Mei ult. They end up trying to do the pull Fire Strike. Baptiste ult again, don't end up connecting. Fury uses the bongo. Bembes gets wall off. Really nice wall from Ivy again. Carpe uses the Splatoon. Nice mail too from thingy. And FD God ends up killing the Bongo. A good job by him to kill it. Oh, Fury gets booped too. Really good retake for Eternal so far. The Splatoon's killing Benbest though. Oh, Splatoon ends up killing both Gray and Benbest. Nice job by Carpe. This just shows how good Torbold is. And nice wall again by Ivy. Really kills Sune. Carpe's turn, Sun's turret ends up killing Carpe. That's funny. But yeah, it's all a little too late now for Eternal, right? Like they won that first fight so convincingly because of that TP play, and then they just get retaken like that. That's rough. If they would have just walled that Fire Strike or droned it, Gray wouldn't have died there, and they probably would have won the whole map. Oh, Sato almost gets pulled into the pit. Doesn't end up happening though. Nice try from Hanbin. And then the wall comes out from Nico. Hanbin gets pulled in the pit though. Benbest also gets pulled in the pit. Oh, everybody's getting booped and pulled into the pit. And this isn't as bad as well, right? But it's still pretty bad. Because you're out of the fight for so long. You might as well be dead. And with the help of the Baptiste ult, Alarm ends up killing FD, or Soon. Funny Astro kills FD God. Wow. Just because Hanbin and Benbest both got pulled off, right? That's such a big deal. The mail even comes out from Ivy, who's been doing a great job on the mate, especially this round. His walls were so clean. And yeah, Fusion end up winning the first round here. In a very convincing fashion, actually. Even after Paris Eternal won that first fight. Okay. Second map. Both teams are rolling out the same again. Fusion is deciding to go for the Torbold. Eternal this time is actually going for the Kree, which is really interesting. After they've decided to go Torbold almost the whole match, they decide to go Kree on specifically this map. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because they can get this high ground with the Kree. Actually, where is Soon even right now? Are they doing like some kind of weird ass rollout? Soon is main currently. So if I was Philly, I'd try to go on Soon. But they end up getting a pull on Hanbin actually, so that's a better target. Hanbin gets the drone from Gray, so great drone from him. So Gray's kind of in the thick of things though. Alarm ends up falling too soon. So the Kree actually working out really well for Soon, and he's popping off, dude. Dude, Soon's killing everybody. He's like, Torb is garbage. I'm back on Kree, baby. Alarm actually puts his drone up top and then drops. I guess he misses the drone? Oh, he must have missed the drone. That's rough, dude. If he hits that drone, I think this fight might be another story. Oh, yeah, he missed the drone. What? That's so sad. Yeah, he jumps up the high ground. Oh, nice headshots on Soon too. He tries to plop the drone on the low ground, but it gets caught on the high ground. And then he thinks, hey, I'm safe. I'm dropping into my drone. I'm okay. Sato's gonna be okay too. But it gets caught on the high ground. So Alarm gets stunned and he dies. That's so rough. And then, yeah, after that, Sato would have also had that drone. Oh my god, that flick though. And Soon gets to pop off because the whole drone missed. Wow. How you can lose a fight over one cooldown like that, right? They might have still lost the fight, right? But it's way less likely. And then Carpe also decides, hey, I'm also gonna Kree, fuck you. But yeah, again, Eternal get this really good first fight. with great aggression, nice pull from Hanbin, but also lucky because Philly actually missed the drone. And maybe Philly would have just won that fight straight up if they had actually hit that drone. Carpe's on the flank, as Carpe likes to do. He's creating a lot of space for his team actually right now. Soon goes for the high noon plus speed boost, I guess. Oh, FD God's actually not speed boosting him. He's way out there. Still high noon. There's no D.Va to eat it, right? So you either need to Mei wall it or shield it, I guess. They pin on it too. It just shoots Sato Shield, which is very worth actually. Using your whole McCree ult on the enemy right shield, worth 100% of the time. Like, it takes a long time to recharge Rhine Shield. And McCree ult's not that great. So whenever you can use it to even get the smallest advantage, use it. Carpe ends up killing FD God, who is still on the flank. Nice job by Carpe. But fucking Eternal's in there, dude. They're aggressive. They're going hard. They got Sato's shield already. So they are finishing people off right now. And that all is based on that high noon that they did, even though Carpe got that nice flank, right? Now it's looking really sour for Philly. Okay. So again, Benbest posting a shield up. The pull fire strike combo comes out. How does it get countered? Because they do use it here. Pull. Window. Oh, it just doesn't pull anyone because of the Benbest shield. And then Gray drones it. Probably didn't need to. But he's seen too many people die to this. Including him earlier. Nico walks in. He throws the Mei ult on the pole, right? Even though the wall comes out, that's still a really good Mei ult. He does end up dying, in fact. But look at this Mei ult. Wow. That's such a good Mei ult. He freezes like 5 people. Yeah. That's that fight right there. Even though Nico dies, that's worth. God, Orisa's so good at combining with these ults. And then that's the fight. That's the game. Nobody can touch. Yeah. Wow. A nice aggressive play. And you see how that first fight just snowballs. Especially on a map like that where it's so hard to retake. That first fight just ends up snowballing for the Eternal. And let's see how this last point goes. So, we're freezing it a little bit. Go back a little bit. We went too far. So Carpe actually ends up walking out on the Widowmaker. Which, I actually think this has always been something Philly's done, right? They've always walked out to this left side, but they haven't pushed the high ground as hard as other teams have. And that's because they had Carpe play on the off angle over here as McCree. And now, with how much Torbis played, I guess he just says, hey, I don't even need Kree for that. I'm going to go Widowmaker, and I'm going to go play on this off angle. And then I'm just going to click people, right? So Philly, first of all, they kind of win the high ground here too. Which they shouldn't if they're playing Widow, right? They should lose the high ground fight. But let's see what happens here. So Soon actually plays the Kree again here. They don't do the TP, which I think the TP could have actually been pretty good on this point in particular. They don't end up doing it. Because this point in particular, because the high ground's so important here. But they don't end up doing it. So they both get there at the same time. That's fine. The wall comes out first from Ivy. So really good wall from him, honestly. He gets it first. It's kind of RNG, right? Whichever Mei kind of gets there first gets that wall. And that wall just gives so big of an advantage. The wall gets killed. Orisa's able to go through with the latest patch. But Sato gets the pull swing, right? And then, because of that, even though Nico gets a wall too, Paris is kind of dropped already. Maybe they didn't need to drop that quick. And Gray also droned. Now, Gray has not been having too great of a time on the Baptiste. Like, his drones have been very early or too late, you know. And he's died a lot. Which I love Gray. So that's sad. Well, it's an off match kind of thing. Or just the pressure. But anyway. Sato gets pulled off the high ground by Hanmin, actually, who does a really nice job. Nice wall though from Ivy. But while all that's going on, right, this guy's so clutch. Like he just clutched Dorado so hard for his team, and now he's saying, hey, let me go Widow. And again, bop. Mop. People should stop jumping. It's easy to hit you while you're jumping. Especially as like a Mei character, right? If you AD spam, it's a lot harder to be hit. But yeah, that solidifies the fight. Getting 2 picks right there. And then I want to point something out that Carpe actually does really well. After the fight's won, because there's a bunch of counter picks to the Widow, right? Like the Tracer, maybe the Hanzo, right? Kind of wins against Widow. He walks back to spawn to see if Soon will swap to a Tracer pick, right? And then he just waits. And as Soon doesn't pick a counter pick, he goes back out again. Because the Widow's very good against not the Tracer or the Hanzo, right? Against the Torb and the Kree, Widow's pretty good. Especially if he can play that off-angle side. So, very big brain to walk back to spawn there, actually, by Carpe. And now, again, I've said this over and over again, you win the first fight on Cuff, you should win the map. And you see how close Sato's already is on his Shatter, how far they're ahead in Mail too. That's the kind of stuff that you get after winning first fight. So, Ivy Maywell's first. Soon actually goes to take the 1v1 of Carpe. Pushes him off, so nice job. But then Sato just shatters him. So maybe a little too aggro by Soon, who like pushes out in front of his team to go and try and kill Carpe. Nice shatter by Sato seeing that though. The amplification matrix comes out, but again, at this point, oh, nice pull fire strike actually. Nice drone also from Alarm. So they could still win this. Oh, Bembesh tries to go for shatter. Sato, nice block though. And then it's Carpe time. Kills FD God. At this point, Paris is two down. Nice try to turn that by Bembesh with the shatter. You got blocked, and good amplification matrix plus fire strike plus pull too, right? So good plays coming up from both of these teams. Just this Carpe being very smart, and he's walking back to spawn again, right? And now Soon swaps to Tracer, so Carpe's like, okay, then I'll just go Kree or Torb, and he goes Torb. This Corp gets back a little faster than the Kree, I guess. Anyway, and now Soon is countered again, right? So he was kind of countered on the Kree, and now, because Soon wants to take that 1v1 against Widow as Tracer, Carpe swaps over to Torb, which does great against Tracer. Torb is insane against Tracer. So yeah, very smart. Really smart play to like go back to spawn there. Ivy again with another aggressive early good wall. And then Carpe kills Soon. So it's really been the story of Carpe versus Soon, and especially on this last map. Carpe with the mind games, dude. Massive brain mind games. She just pushes him. So yeah. And now Soon swaps over to Kree again. But at this point, Fury didn't really need that bongo even. That was a waste. But Fusion's won all these fights without using a lot of ults, right? They even have the Mei ult still. So now this last fight, that is, you know, they still have a big ult bag. They should just kind of be able to win this. Oh, great nail too. And great shatter, and yeah, just a cleanup here. And Ivy played really well the last map too. No credit taken away from him. But yeah, specifically on that Dorado map, on that last fight, Carpe is so clutch. With like 4, where he should have died to Gray. If he dies to Gray, there he's like 10 HP. They lose, right? And then on that last map, you know, the first fight just matters so much on Koff, and that was like the portrayal of how you should snowball a first fight win. Just like on the last map, how well Paris snowballed the first fight win. So on Koff especially, that first fight win, so important. But anyway, for the people on YouTube, I really want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.